All right, gentlemen. Let's begin session 10 of Trouble in Theondir. In the previous session, we left off just as our adventurers had collapsed for some much-needed rest into several beds at the house of a band of mysterious druids. After a good 8-hour sleep, the group was awoken in the early afternoon and directed downstairs into a banquet room, where the members were once again questioned by the druid Vyl-Dareth and his associate Fei Long. As a sign of goodwill, the druids invited the group to partake in a hero's feast, along with a handful of other druids, after which the adventurers were led into the city, where they were allowed to purchase armor, weapons, and magic supplies, all paid for out of the purse of Vyl-Dareth. Having restocked their supplies, the group, along with the 2 druid leaders, made their way back to the warehouse where they had previously suffered a heart-wrenching defeat. This time, however, the group was more cautious, planning out its tactics in a manner that would bring it into close contact with its orc enemies. With a successful suggestion spell, a temporary invisible Niv was able to lead Gorlog away from the loading dock, after which Traego would make a surprising discovery in a nearby cart. Lying unconscious and chained under a heavy tarp was a battered and bruised Groggle. The group sprang into action, with Traego successfully picking the locks on the manacles around Groggle's hands and feet, and with Bholen successfully reviving the lifeless half-orc by magical means. After gaining his wits, Groggle hid himself back under the tarp just as the remaining orcs made their way out onto the loading dock. And it was at this point that a new battle would commence, but this time around the group was able to overcome their foes with relative ease. Upon scouring the warehouse, the group discovered that despite the disappearance of its money, save for an overlooked pouch of precious gems worth 500 gold piece, which Caroline now has, all of its possessions were left behind. That is, except for the 5 medallions that the group received from Melathon. Medallions that Niv, in his invisible state, himself pocketed. Tensions grew in the group as the druids demanded their promised 2 medallion payment, with Fei Long eventually departing to a nearby inn. Within a few minutes, she returned with a sage, who, through magical means, was able to successfully locate the missing medallions, some on Niv, and some, oddly enough, in the pockets of the others. Having received their payment, the 2 druids vanished, leaving the group to find their own way over to the Crawling Crawfish Inn and Tavern. And once in the establishment, Bholen instructed the sage to carry out the Identify Object ritual, while he, Niv, Caroline, and Sora began to celebrate with the consumption of not an unimpressive amount of liquid gold. Groggle had already turned in for the night, while Traego accompanied the sage up to his own room, where the ritual would be performed. Traego, as you sit along with the sage in the room contemplating the day's events and trying to work out the group's next step, you're jolted out of your daydreaming as you hear a loud gasp. Your eyes dart immediately upward and land upon the sage, who you see sitting rigid at the table, wide open in either horror or wonder, or perhaps even both, fixed upon some transcendent vision or object that you cannot see.
Matt, break. Matt, you're locked up.
Frozen.
Might have to
frozen.
restart.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Sorry. Yeah, you're back.
There it is.
All right. And just as suddenly, where did I leave off?
The rigid.
Yeah, the rigid.
I looked up at something.
Traego. As you sit along with the sage in the room, contemplating the day's events and trying to work out the group's next step, you're jolted out of your daydreaming as you hear a loud gasp. Your eyes dart immediately upward and land upon the sage, who you see sitting rigid at the table, his eyes wide open in either horror or wonder, or both, fixed upon some transcendent vision or object that you yourself cannot see. And just as suddenly as he gasps, he falls forward as if dead, slamming his head and torso upon the table. Almost as if perfectly timed to match the thud of the sage upon the table, you hear a loud crack upon the door to the room. As you turn, you see the door swinging open ever so slightly, and there, stuck deep into the weathered wood, is a beautiful Celtic dagger comprised of 3 intertwining vines, nearly identical to the one the group was met with in the Riverside Respite. And just as in the previous occasion, around this dagger is also wrapped some sort of parchment tied to the hilt by thin brown strips of leather. Bholen, Niv, and Caroline, give me a perception check.
24.
Nice.
Nice.
There were 19 plus 5.
18. No, 16.
I got 19.
Okay. This is only for Bholen. Do you guys want to listen, or do you want to take your headphones off for just a second?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some soda.
Like, me too?
Yep. Yeah, you too. So Bholen, there's a lot of activity in this tavern, and your senses are extremely keen. You're a bit on edge, and you notice that there's folks coming in and out. The festivities have already begun for the tri-decade celebration. People are still celebrating for the new harvest celebrations. So there's lots of people coming and going. At one point, however, you notice something of a stealthy figure dressed in a dark clothing slide down the stairway from upstairs. And as quickly as he comes down the stairway, he darts out the door into the darkness. You don't think of it, perhaps too much of it at the time, but something really stuck out to you. This person completely in dark black clothing, a dark black cloak. And at the same time, you have this sense of coldness come across you when you see this figure head out the door.
Is it a sense that I've felt before? Have I felt this cold feeling before?
Let me see here. No, it's not exactly what you felt before. You felt a feeling of coldness before when you've had some of your visions, but this is something slightly different. You don't quite recognize it.
Did he have a cloak or a hood over his head? Could I see him or her?
It was completely dark face, but I'll give you this on a 24. You saw along the edge of the cloak, kind of, where there would normally be tassels if it were a fancy cloak. You see interwoven into it, you see silver threads that crisscross all the way down the length of the cloak. They were kind of shiny, sticking out to you a little bit. That's what you get with a 24.
Okay. How far away am I from the door?
Oh, sorry. I just gave the guys a thumbs up.
Oh, no, that's fine.
You're probably a good 25, 30 feet away.
But I don't have any idea that what happened in the room with the ring and Traego happened.
No idea.
So
and that's why you really don't think too much of it. You notice it, but you really don't react.
Okay.
So now it's around 10 p.m. Tomorrow will be 4 days before the Tri-Decade celebration and 3 days before you're required to report to Theondir Keep. My adventurers, what would you like to do?
I need to rest. I mean, I need a
You are.
sleep.
Grog is
You are
already
I know,
sleeping.
but I mean, I'm not getting up in the middle of the night.
Okay, so the mist or the dude, like he sees something I don't see, and then he basically collapses.
Yep.
And I find another knife similar to the one that So I'm gonna go over to the knife, and there's something attached to it.
Yes.
I'm not gonna touch the knife. I'm gonna pull off whatever's attached to it, and I'm gonna look what it is.
Okay. So you go and you pull on the.
So, and wait a minute, we don't see
piece.
this. The rest of us don't see this.
We're all drinking downstairs.
Him doing this. Okay.
No. So there's a little thin leather wrapped around it. You can go up
Yep.
and you can actually kind of pull off a little bit of the knot,
Yep.
and the leather falls down, and the parchment that was wrapped around it falls to the floor. And you look down on the floor and you see this parchment. It looks to be a note of some sort.
All right, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna read it.
Okay. Here's the question now for you, Traego. Is this information you want to share with the others? If so, they can listen here. Otherwise, we'll have them step out.
It's
I will-
more fun
I
when
will-
we don't know.
I will.
Traego should hear it first. You should read it first and then decide. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Then we shouldn't listen at all.
You guys
We
don't
shouldn't listen. And then
All
you
right,
can
guys.
decide whether-
Look away from the screen as well.
Okay.
Look away from the screen as well for a second. I'm gonna grab your note, Traego.
How are we gonna know when it's time to come back?
All right, Traego. So you reach over and pick up this note on the floor, and it's a rolled up piece of parchment, and you unroll it, and you see this message.
Okay, here. I gotta write this down. Come on.
Do you want me to read it to you?
No. Hold on.
So it says, only the true vine bears fruit, and only true fruit leads to the true vine. Central City Monument, midnight tomorrow.
Okay. All right, and there's nothing else I find suspicious or anything. Well, I don't have like detect magic or anything, so I can't really do anything.
Give me an investigation check, actually.
I failed. Damn it.
Okay. Yep. Nope. You don't notice anything else. Should we bring the others back?
Yeah, bring them back.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Is that a meat stick?
I guess I'm gonna pull the knife out and I'm gonna pocket that or whatever.
Okay. Yep.
So I'll actually take the knife, and
Yep.
then I'm gonna
And
go.
The rest of these guys don't know you have a knife. They don't know anything else so far.
Yep, and then I'm gonna go and probably what I should have done first is go check on the dude and see if he's okay.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, you walk over to the guy, and there you see he's lying face first with his torso and his face right against the wood on the table, and you notice that he's actually still breathing. So he's not actually dead. He's breathing deeply. He's unconscious.
Yeah.
And give me a quick investigation check.
God, fuck. Another 4.
Another 4.
7.
7? Okay. Yeah,
7.
and he's breathing heavy. He's lying down on the table.
Okay, and this is the same guy that I met that one time that we almost picked a fight with, and that saved us with the Raven, right? Is this the same guy?
No.
Nope, this is a totally different guy. Yeah, this is
Just
totally
a
different
random,
guy that
yeah,
Phelan
he's just
went
a-
off and got a random sage. Yep, who's helping you guys out.
Well, I'm
Tim,
going.
you're
to,
not allowed to eat delicious meat sticks in front of us.
I'm going to
Okay, then.
very cautiously kind of pat him down,
Okay.
Oh,
like pat him down,
Christ.
pat him down.
Yep.
All right.
As you start to
It's
pat him
PG-13, Binkley.
As you
Sorry.
start to pat him down, he has a pouch with you can tell some coins in there. He also has another pouch with different elements, material elements, components that he needs for his spell casting, and that's all he has on him really.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave him alone, and then I'm gonna go. They're downtown. They're downstairs. I'm gonna go down and try to get Bholen's attention. And,
Okay, so
wave
Traego
him
makes
up.
his way down the stairs out of the room, and he comes downstairs. Go ahead, Traego. What do you want to say to these guys?
I'm gonna look at Bholen and do my message. I'm gonna might need your medical attention upstairs. Come quietly.
Okay. I'm gonna just stand up and tell these guys I gotta go take a piss quick. And then walk
Upstairs.
Yeah, well,
Who puts a toilet up on the second floor?
He wants to piss off the
Actually, Niv, give me a deception check. Actually, I want to
Me?
see how persuasive you are.
Me?
Sorry, not Niv. Niv. Sorry, Bholen. Bholen, give me a deception check.
shit. Deception. Ooh, 7.
7. So,
I get minus two to deception.
Niv and Caroline, you guys are
Terrible
kind of like something's a little strange about Bolen's intonation in his voice when he says this. He seems a bit overexcited to go and relieve himself in the bathroom. So you guys don't quite buy it completely.
It has been a long couple weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been a long couple of weeks.
I did die as an eagle or a crow.
Yeah.
Raven.
Flopped off a few roofs and landed on the cobblestone floor.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull him in. I guess just pull him into my room then,
All right.
and then kind of point to the guy lying on the ground on the floor.
Uh,
I'm like,
Um,
I don't know what to do. Like I think he's breathing.
Okay, can
But I'm not.
I check him and just make sure he is breathing?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a medical check.
Even worse. 11.
11.
Well, you're starting out killing it, Tim.
You can see he's breathing. That's about it. Yeah.
So I'll touch him and cast Healing Word. Sorry, no. Yes. Healing Word. Which means 1d4. 4. So 7 points of healing.
7 points of healing. Okay. So as you go up behind him and you place your hand upon him, and the sort of magical essence comes out of your fingers, runs into his back as you cast Healing Word, he immediately shoots upright, sitting upright in his seat, just as rigid as he was when he, right before he passed out. His eyes once again wide open, and he's staring off into the distance. He's not unconscious, but he's not entirely present.
Is the ring still on the table?
No, the ring's not on the table.
I'm gonna ask Traego, where's the ring?
I have no idea. He went into some kind of
Do I
trance, and
believe him? Is he telling
Give me a deception, or give me a gosh, what is that one? Insight check. Thank you. Yeah, insight check.
Ooh, that's good. 22.
Traego, you being honest?
You
Yeah,
have to tell the truth.
I don't, dude. I totally forgot about the ring. But yeah, no, seriously, I don't know what happened to it. He ended up looking. It seemed like he saw something I couldn't see, and he gasped, and then he fell down to the floor. So, I'm new to the magic stuff. This is more your bailiwick.
Okay. Can I
Ballywick, nice word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can shake him, but he's still kind of stuck in a trance. I mean, he's not coming to.
Chad got
His
us
eyes
thesaurus
still
for
wide
Christmas.
open. Once again, in almost a look. Like I said, it's hard to tell if it's horror or wonder or both. His eyes are wide open as you shake him, but he doesn't come to.
Nothing. Can I search the table where he was working? Like, is there any indication of like a struggle or scrapes or?
Give me an investigation check.
Check his fingers.
7.
7. Yeah, nothing strange about the table. There's no scratches. It's nothing unusual at all.
Okay, I'm gonna slap him. Like just like I did with Groggle. Just a straight bitch slap across the face.
He suffers a few points of damage there. 1 point of damage, and his face slaps back in place, and he still has the same sort of deathly stare, unaffected.
Do we have like beers that we can throw in his face? Was it just me and him up there?
Yeah, just the two of you up there. Let's go actually down to Caroline and Niv. You guys are a bit suspicious of Bholen's intentions when he leaves. What would you guys like to do? Are you gonna stick around? Are you gonna wait for him, or what are you guys doing?
We saw him walk up the stairs, right, and go into our room.
Yeah.
And we know that's the room where the sage is.
Yep.
Well,
Wait, you saw me walk into the room?
Or he saw you walk upstairs.
Walk
You saw
upstairs.
me walk upstairs, but not where I went upstairs, right?
I don't know.
Because were we? This is the ring that Tim had in his pocket, right?
Yeah, correct.
Did
Yes.
we know that he was trying to get that identified? Did we even see
Yeah.
that part?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't make it a secret.
No.
Is there like an innkeep or a barkeep I could talk to?
Yeah,
Who
there's
knows,
a few people back behind the bar running around, serving drinks.
So I want to ask them how good they think the sage is, or what they know is, and if there's anybody else up there that we should be aware of.
Yeah, you run up to one of them, and he's busy working away, serving drinks. And yeah, can I help you? What do you need?
So do you know the sage? Do you know, is he any good?
Oh, you mean old Menelaus? You mean him?
Yeah, I guess that's who I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit of an old codger. He's a bit of an old fart, but he's reliable at least. I wouldn't trust what he says about his abilities. He's getting a bit old at this point, but yeah, I wouldn't worry about old Menelaus.
Anybody who else is here? I mean, is anybody else around, or does he have family or friends, or is there other sages here, or what's going on?
Old Menelaus, he came here probably 15, 16 years ago. He's been a bit of a loner, so he kind of hangs around here, takes odd jobs, doing different things. Yeah, he's a bit of a loner man. He's got really no friends even. He's kind of runs by himself.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Any other strange goings on around here lately?
Yeah, there's a lot of festivities. It's we're getting close to the celebrations. We've already had the new harvest celebrations. We're getting really close to the tri-decade celebration. I expect the business will be really good. We're gonna get a lot of people in here, I'm sure. Cheers.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Wait, do we need do you have like rooms we could use just to rest in for the night?
We do have some rooms. That'll right now we're running about 2 silver a room at this point. If you'd like to get a room here.
All right. Well, let me talk to my compatriots, and I'll get back to you.
Fair enough. I'll be busy here serving up drinks. You just come talk to me if you need to.
Radio. All right.
The name's Kareth, by the way.
Kareth?
When he's
Kareth.
doing this,
Kareth.
I am just going to be sitting at the table, sipping at my ale, and copying or drawing in I have 2 spell books now, so both of my spell books, the weight and dimensions and material and colors and all that of that medallion that I have, kind of like a a patent drawing. How those look. Like I want one of each, or I want that in both of my spell books.
All right. Give me a dexterity check to see how good you are actually at drawing this out.
Just a straight dexterity?
Straight dex, yeah.
Matt, before I forget, did we lose all our gold when we got taken captive?
Yeah.
They took all our gold.
All your gold, all your money's gone. Caroline received a pouch with about 500 gold pieces worth of precious gems.
None of us have any money, right?
No.
Except for me.
Except for Caroline.
So, and by the way, Kareth, can I get some food for my my wolf too? Maybe some raw meat or something?
We got some meat scraps around the back here. Would that be good enough?
Yeah, she's big into quail and foie gras.
Quail, yeah. Well, we got some pig's feet. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, couple copper pieces for that.
Fine, I can do that.
All right, fair enough. He walks around the back and comes back a few minutes later with a little bucket, sets it down next to the bar, and Sora immediately dives over and starts chewing up these pig feet.
That's right. Good. All right.
So Niv, how'd you do?
I rolled a 9.
A 9. Okay. The drawings aren't great. You get a decent enough approximation. They're not super detailed though. But you can at least see what you're drawing. But yeah, not incredibly detailed. All right.
We have no money, huh?
Yeah. And do we know that Caroline has the gems?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys found it all together, and Caroline picked up the pouch.
No, somebody gave it to me.
Oh right.
Yeah, I did.
That might have been Bholen. Yeah, Bholen.
Bholen just handed it to me. Like, oh yeah, I'll take them.
All right, so up in the room, I'm just gonna kind of look at Bholen like I have no idea what to do with this guy. But we seem to have maybe a free room for now. Is there beds, or is what kind of room is this? Just a normal room?
Yeah,
with a
it's
table,
a standard room. 2 beds. There's a table in the center.
Okay, and then where is Groggle?
Groggle's sleeping.
Groggle's at the end of the hall. He got his own room, and he was able to convince the barkeep to give him a room. He said he'd pay him in the morning, and the Morning Star helped convince him about that.
Okay.
So put his hand in warm water. Draw on his face.
Well, yeah.
So the guy in the sage is sitting at the table in the middle of the room,
Yeah.
correct? And
Completely.
there's nothing else. There's nothing else in the room.
Nope, just his own possessions he had with him that he was using for the spell.
Okay.
And that's it.
Are there
I
any
found the ring yet,
windows?
though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple windows overlooking the.
Are they open?
No, they're closed.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Bholen if he saw anybody come down shortly before I did.
There was one guy that came down. He was dressed all in black, and he seemed in a bit of a hurry, and he kind of caught my eye, and I got this weird feeling when he came by, but I didn't really think anything of it until now. Did somebody else come in the room?
It's like, well, we've been invited to a meeting tomorrow night.
Do I need to take my headphones off?
I'm gonna show Bholen the note.
Okay, Bholen is going to see the note. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Bholen. Let me show Bholen what the note said.
I'm on a web page, so I can't see.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Does that
Does it
mean
mean-
anything to you?
Not to me. Wait, hold on here. Let me look my note here. There's one other thing. What the hell did you say?
Where did it say to meet? That's central what? Sorry.
You want me to show it again?
No, it. Oh, yeah.
Central City.
Here, I can show it to you again real quick.
City.
I have it written down.
Okay, that's good. Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, that doesn't. The only thing that could mean something to do with the something to do with that vision we had with Lathander,
Yeah.
with the baby. Something about fruit.
Yeah, like I know I wrote it down here. What was said. Oh, okay, here it is. So the seed that came before is what was told to me. I don't know, should we tell the others? Or should we
I don't see why we wouldn't tell them.
One.
What do we have to gain by not telling them?
That's true. Maybe one of them will have a little insight as to
Right.
what this actually means.
So can we just assume that like I hear it in the morning when they retell me, Matt, or when I wake up?
Sure, you can listen in
Okay.
if they're going to tell the rest of the group.
Yeah.
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 So I suppose we'll go down and wave to the others and have them come up and join us for a little sit down.
Okay. So Caroline and Niv, Niv, are you finished with your drawings?
Sorry, I just put crackers in my mouth. Yeah.
So you close your books, and Caroline and Niv, you follow Traego back upstairs into this room. And as you walk into the room, you see what they've seen as well. There's this sage sitting in the middle of the room, rigid, his eyes wide open in horror, wonder. And there they are, sitting there. Go ahead, guys.
I
Suppose
think
just,
it's safe to assume that this guy, the guy that I saw leaving the tavern, took our ring, my ring, and is asking us to meet at this destination tomorrow night.
Have we checked everywhere? Like,
Well, I'm just
When
going to
the-
ask what ring.
The ring that I had identified.
that was
Go
in-
ahead, Caroline.
I mean, we knew about the ring, but I mean, have we checked everywhere? Have you checked like on him? Have you checked his hands? Have you checked? Yeah, you have.
yeah.
Actually, you
Yeah,
haven't.
I patted him down, but I didn't go to get too thorough.
What about his hands? Have you checked? Did he put it on?
Caroline, you step closer to the man, and you look down onto his left hand. And there you, in fact, you see the ring.
What?
Slid onto
Bravo!
his finger.
Mm-hmm. He put it on.
job.
Okay. All right. So I don't think
Take
I
it
want
off
to
him, I
touch.
bet he gets better.
Well, I don't want to touch this thing. Is there? Can I put something? Can I? There's a way. Is there something around like a piece of parchment?
Yeah,
I can,
Niv, you have a mage hand. Use your mage hand to take the ring off.
Oh. Yeah, I have mage hand
I don't
too.
have mage hand.
I have mage hand.
Traego,
I'll use
yeah.
mage
Traego,
hand to
sorry.
pull the ring off.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go in front of the guy and snap and do one of these things.
Yeah.
Utterly
I'll try to pull the ring off with mage
unresponsive.
hand.
Utterly unresponsive. He just sits there, once again, eyes wide open.
all right. So we gotta take this thing off him.
Yeah. I'll try to use my mage hand to pull it off him.
Okay. So you cast your mage hand, and
Yep.
the hand comes down, and the fingers of the mage hand wrap around this ring.
Mhm.
And slide it off. And the ring, tink, 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 lands on the desk. And immediately, when you slide the ring off, the man suddenly, he blinks and gasps and comes back. And he looks around confused. And now he's got all of you sitting around staring at him. And he's
And his face
looking
hurts.
around somewhat scared. And he's, his face hurts. And he's not doing well. And he's gasping for breath. And he says, what's happened here?
We're not- we're
Can you
hoping
tell us
tell
what happened?
Yeah, dude. You went out for 6 months.
Well, I was doing the identify spell as I was told to. It was taking much longer than usual. Usually it takes only about a minute, but there was some sort of magical resistance in the ring itself, and after about an hour or so, I was able to finally discern some properties of the ring. I don't know. Do you want to hear about the properties, or I can tell you what happened afterwards?
Tell
I don't.
us
Do you want the
everything
properties?
you know.
There was some script on the ring. I could tell immediately. It's some sort of form of ancient Draconian. I don't understand Draconian, but I know at least it's some ancient Draconian. And in addition, the ring appears to have been created by some magical means of light that emanates from the god Bahamut. And there's still an incredibly strong magical presence with it. And I, at this point, I got a bit curious, I must admit. And I have never seen anything like this.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see it. I read it.
Careful, I'm gonna tell him. Careful,
He
don't
steps
touch it.
away from it. The sage is not going to touch the ring. He steps back. I don't dare touch it again. I don't dare touch it again.
All right, so
I touched it the first time. When I put it on the first time, it nearly killed me.
all right, so I want to look at it. I want to see the writing on it. See if I recognize or I can decipher it.
Right, because you know Draconian. Yeah.
It's my native language.
Give me an
Hello.
Give me an Arcana test.
I'm gonna ask Bholen. So you had this on, and you got all frozen up like this guy did?
No, when I put it on the first time, it didn't freeze me up. It just hurt really bad. I had to take it off.
I got a 15.
15. Okay, that's good enough.
Hmm.
Yes, Caroline, you can read the writing on the ring.
Hell yeah. All right. What does it say? Can I understand it? Is it in?
Do you want to share it with everyone else?
Well, not right away. No.
Okay.
Yeah, you can read it, and you understand immediately what it is. I'll
Okay.
tell them what it is. We'll give you a thumbs up.
Okay.
So wrapped around the ring, this ancient script, draconian script, is a simple sentence. Only in death comes true rest.
Alrighty then. And do I mean, obviously there's a literal kind of translation or interpretation of that. Do I understand kind of the like cultural or contextual meaning behind it? Is there
It's a bit cryptic, but you give me a history check actually. let's push this here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, I got a 19 plus 1, which is 20.
Okay. You recall something in your studies that this statement is somehow connected to the lore and the history of the god Bahamut. with which you learn that the ring is magically connected in some way. So there's some deep connection to Bahamut.
Bahamut, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good?
Yep, we're good. All right. So, guys, I'm just going to tell you. Well, I'll wait for. There he is. All right. So I'm just going to tell you that it's this ring's got some issues behind it. I need more information. What's written on it doesn't really tell me a whole lot beyond the fact that it's a little dangerous, to say the least.
Dangerous how?
Well, obviously, it put this guy in a trance. So the writing on it relates to death. So I think we should hold off on that for now.
Well, I'm invulnerable to being tranced. I can't be tranced.
I think this
Well,
goes.
that's why it hurt when you put it on, and you
That's
didn't.
probably why it hurt. Yeah.
I mean, if it's written in Draconian, I mean, it. One would think that Yeah. I'm just going to leave it there.
Why don't you put it on, and then if we see something happens, we'll take it off real quick.
Wait, so what did the word say? Did I miss that whole thing?
No. I mean, it just had something to do with death. It's very kind of lore-ish, if you know what I mean. It's kind of written in just, it's kind of cryptic. But it has to basically deal with.
Okay. Do we
Can I
believe him?
Perception check these.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
give an
others.
insight check, all of you guys, who if you trust him or not.
That's a big 10 for me.
10 for me.
12. for
Totally
me.
believable so far. Totally believable. You guys are like, all right.
All right.
Caroline, yes.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I'm neutral, so I really don't care all that much. But so I'll just tell you what it is. I mean, all of us knowing it, there may be some kind of connections you guys can make. So the ring in there says, the way I translated it was, only in death comes true rest. So, I mean, okay, yeah, literally, yes, I get it. But I think it has something to do with god Bahamut.
Bahamut.
I don't know if that sounds familiar to you guys. That's just
He is one of my god Lathander's. I don't want to say compatriots, but they are within the same realm, from what I understand.
Bahamut's the devil, you idiots.
Is he? No, he's not.
No, I don't think so.
Isn't Bahamut's
I'm
another
gonna ask
light
him-
deity?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's a
Right?
deity light. Yep.
Yeah.
No one ever said I was good at religion.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask him what is it Leandra?
Lathander.
Lathander. Like what kind of god is Lathander?
Is he good? Is he neutral?
And then I am going to sit down and go through the entire history of.
Oh God! I'm putting the ring
Oh,
on.
you don't know
Put the ring on.
Lathander? Well, let's sit down and
Let
relax.
me-
You are in
Let
for
me
a treat.
teach. Buckle up, folks.
It's now about 1 in the morning.
And no joke, I'm going to take the next 2 hours and go
It's
through
like-
the entire history.
No,
That's
I'm
like
gonna
6
mage
months in
hand him
Iowa.
and put my finger up to his mouth and be like, "Shh, you don't need to get." Is
And
Lathander?
But now I'm more proficient in.
While he's talking, I put the ring in my pocket.
Did you
notice
hurt
that?
outside?
Huh? What a win!
And about
Doc.
maybe 5 minutes after midnight, Bholen comes to the last sentence and he says, "And that is how we made our way to the crawling crawfish."
That's how I met my mother.
So we've gotten a short rest in then, basically, is what you're saying. So this other dude is just still sitting there, kind of.
Yeah, he's sort of dumbfounded. He doesn't dare to get up. He sat and listened to this whole Lathander story. It's kind of like, when you've only got a towel on and you have to get up and walk through a room full of people. You'd just rather sit and listen. He's kind of embarrassed, and so he's been sitting here listening to the story of Lathander.
Wait a minute. Where did that reference come from? A towel on? You want to get it? What?
I don't know.
How
often does that happen?
Memories from my childhood. What can I say?
Okay.
You got some weird kinks, Matt.
No kidding.
Let me do something.
Yeah.
Caroline, do I notice that Caroline took the ring?
Caroline, give me a sleight of hand check.
The ring was given to me.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Yeah, it's
Plus,
gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Well, okay, so I'm going to take out my my symbol of Lathander that I have.
Yeah.
That has been blessed by him himself. And then I'm going to look around for the ring.
Awesome.
Where'd it go?
Bholen pulls his symbol out and starts to hold it up, and I'm assuming you're chanting some sort of chant to the thunder.
Yes.
And immediately, Caroline, in your pocket, you feel this hot, burning sensation, and light, bright green light begins to emanate from your pocket.
The herpes is acting up again.
That's right. Fine, here's your fucking ring. I give the ring. I pull it out. I give it back to Bholen. Jesus.
All right. Hey, do the rest of us know where he got this ring?
Yeah, you guys were with me the whole time. When we met that guy. It was like the first session.
Okay.
As far as I know, you
crazy
both.
guy in Haldir Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
Okay.
landed on the docks.
And he gave you that ring.
That's why I was like, what ring are you talking about? It's just so,
Yeah, me too.
'Cause
but
I've always
I'm
had
not
it.
here, so.
Right before
feel-
he was
I feel
there.
like
You're the
we
smart
need to,
one. You're
have
sleeping.
We need to have like a couple paragraphs written down of every session. so I can like before we start, I can read it every time. Just
where
to
the
remind
entire sessions were available for us to watch and learn.
Yeah, if only. It takes time though.
Okay, so I'm kneeling down.
Yeah.
I'm putting the ring on the ground.
Yep.
And I have my symbol of thunder, and I'm going to slowly bring the symbol closer and closer to the ring.
Yeah. And the
What
ring
happens?
grows brighter and brighter the closer you get. Beautiful, glowing green light.
Can I touch the symbol with the ring? What happens when they?
It's just there's this even brighter green emanating light. Not an explosion, not a flash, but it sort of begins to fill up the entire room. There's definitely an affinity between your symbol, between this ring. There's definitely something happening there. And when that happens, the little man sitting at the table, he's kind of mumbling to himself. You hear him mumbling something that you don't quite understand, but he's sort of looking to himself. He says, "In conventum trium lux libera. In conventum trium lux libera. In conventum trium lux liberum. In conventum trium lux libera." He starts to say it louder and louder and louder and louder. And he says, the vision. I had a vision. I remember now. I had a vision.
Tell us.
Okay, yeah.
When I slid the ring onto my finger, the world around me became immediately colorless, as if everything had shifted into various shades of gray. Yet at the same time, I felt as if my consciousness had been transported to another plane. Around me was the same room, the same table, the same halfling, but oddly, off of the body of the small creature was emanating a faint but still vibrant, shimmering blue aura. It was strangely soothing and calming to see as it danced around his body. In the background, however, I could hear a less soothing sound, the sound of a chorus of what sounded like words of whispers. I could faintly make out a single phrase that was repeated again and again and again in different pitches and in different cadences. In conventum trium lux libera. In conventum trium lux libera. And I immediately recognized this as an ancient, though still familiar form of the common tongue of men. In conventum trium lux libera. In the meeting of three, light made free.
In the meeting of three, light.
In the meeting of three, light made free. And at this point, my eyes drifted downward to my hand where I could see the ring itself radiating a bright green light that was growing and growing and until it blinded me with its brightness. It was as if a powerful green mist came over me. And when it began to clear, I could see in the distance a faint figure standing on the cliff face. The arms of the figure were at its side, and off of each forearm radiated a unique color, blue on the right and red on the left. My legs began to move and to carry me closer and closer, but just before being able to discern the figure, I was suddenly jolted awake back into the same room with my face and my body plastered onto the hard and cold wood of the table, and my face hurt. My face hurt.
That was me. That was me.
In conventu trium lux libera.
So I'm gonna ask him to back up here a little bit. When you say you were in a different world but in the same room, and you saw, who was emanating the blue aura?
You were.
A
Little
blue
one.
aura. I'm gonna look at Bholen and Niv and be like, does that mean anything to you?
Traego, who is the god that you worship?
I don't worship any god.
If my symbol is reflected of Lathander, and this ring is reflected of Bahamut,
There's one missing.
There's one god that we are not seeing.
Hey, Matt, in my bunch of holy symbols that I wear around my neck, do any of them do anything in the presence of this ring?
As you step a little closer, they don't. There's no reaction to your symbols.
What about the medallion that I wear, that I found long ago?
As you step closer, Caroline, to the ring, your medallion itself actually lights up a bit. The ring doesn't change, though. The ring doesn't change. There's a slight golden hue to it, but the ring remains as cold and dark as ever as it sits on the table or the floor.
Caroline, you should put the ring on. Do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
What happened to Eric, by the way? I don't see Eric at all.
There he is.
Oh, you don't?
There.
Yeah,
I
he
see
went
you.
black for me a little bit, and then he came back. So I don't know, maybe he
he's
just
still
didn't come
black.
back for you.
Okay.
All right, so I kneel down in
Hey,
front of the
Tim.
ring.
Hold on one
Yeah.
second. Hey, Tim.
Yes.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Good.
It's
So, Caroline,
sorry.
you were going to put the ring on. Is that correct?
I'm gonna kneel on the floor next to the ring.
Right.
Okay.
Right before he does that, can I
yeah,
cast
yep.
mage armor?
Yep. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart.
good idea.
I'm gonna whisper to Bholen.
10
10 gold pieces that he goes into a trance, making a bet with Bholen.
So I'm gonna kneel down in front of him. Before I do that, I'm gonna collect myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of imagine myself in nature, the habitat that I appreciate, that I'm fended for, and I'm just gonna center for a minute, and then I'll reach out and grab it. I'll touch the ring, just touch it.
Okay. You reach out and you touch the ring, and you feel a tingle heading up into your finger, into your wrist, heading into your forearm. It's not a painful tingle.
It's not painful.
No.
All right. So I'll grab it, and I'll put it on. I'll put it on this finger.
So Caroline takes the ring. He takes his hand out. Puts the ring on his finger. Now this is important. Give me a Constitution check.
Oh,
And
mother.
death.
2
Ooh.
plus 2 is 4.
That's it?
Yep.
Man.
Well, nice knowing you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was fun. See ya.
So-
Take care of my wolf.
So the rest of you see as he puts his ring on, and his eyes roll back into his head for a second. And then you see him taking the ring off once again, placing it into his hand. His eyes now completely white. You see his body shake for a second. And he clasps his hand around the ring. And Caroline, you take a total of... That wasn't bad. 3 points of damage.
I can deal with that.
It was a pretty bad Constitution roll.
All right.
And after
So
that
I'm
happens, now you suddenly open your eyes, Caroline. The others are looking at you, and you have this ring in your hand.
Does it
What
burn
happened?
or anything? I honestly don't know. All I know is that it was just a kind of a shock.
Caroline just kind of went black for a second.
Yeah, I kind of
Last
lost
thing you
it for
remember
a
is
second.
putting the ring on.
Did you
and then
have a
wake
vision?
Nothing.
up.
Just it was kind of like a slap across the face, honestly.
Yeah, well, that wasn't me. I did not do that.
All right, I'm gonna put it back on the floor and just say, you know what? I got nothing.
Only the strongest can endure the ring, says the sage.
Hmm.
Maybe we should have Traego put it on. Let's have everybody put it on. See what happens.
Maybe we should get Groggle
Yeah, let's go put it on
No.
Groggle's hand first.
while he's sleeping.
Yeah, while he's sleeping, let's put it on him.
It's up to you guys, man. I'm just here for the fun.
Like, but I say to the group, you know what? I'm done with the ring. You're good with the ring.
He is the strongest in the group.
I'm gonna look at Bholen. I want a little bit more information. Can you describe, like, what's the other god in the triumvirate of
There's
Theondir
many
and
other-
Bahamut?
There are many other gods of light. It could be It could be Helm. It could be Apollo. It could be Fultus. It could be
But wait a minute. So
Roncalla, the Silver Flame. It could be any number of other gods.
But Baldur, this guy, you said Vyl-Dareth is or whatever this. He's the bad one. He's a bad one. He's a bad guy.
Mhm.
He's a god of
Bahamut?
dark.
Bahamut?
Bahamut. Yeah, Bahamut.
He's
Bahamut-
actually a god of light and of justice and
Yes.
goodness, for all
Oh.
you know. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so Lathander and Bahamut are kind of they're not compatriots, but they are
But they're not in
Same.
opposition.
right.
Okay. Does
but
are there any other gods that would come to mind?
Other than the other five that I listed off.
Yeah. So those are the gods that would come to mind. How is Bahamut portrayed? Like, what does he look like? Do you know?
He's a dragon.
He's a dragon. Okay.
Hold on, you guys. Hold
Well,
on.
Paul, you
All
would know
I'm on,
this. You
I'm
would
on
know this.
Wikipedia. Bahamut is a sea monster, a gigantic fish, whale, or sea
Oh,
serpent. that
you're
lies
thinking of
deep
Behemoth.
below-
Behemoth.
No, Bahamut. Right?
Well,
Never mind.
Yeah.
You're not interested.
Bahamut's in every big, he's in Final Fantasy
Yeah.
and a bunch of other shit.
Right.
So
He's a giant dragon.
yeah.
Not according to Wikipedia.
I'm gonna look at this other dude, Sage dude.
Well, I mean, let's make sure. Like, Matt, is that your interpretation of who Bahamut is? I mean,
yeah. He's the god of light, the god of goodness and justice. Yeah.
You guys should put the ring on me, I think. Stepping out a little meta
Well,
here. I think that'd be
I'm-
fun to see what happens.
I'm gonna ask the Sage guy, is this your room? Do you have this for the night?
He says, no, I followed you up. I followed you up to your room, and apparently you had done the same sort of deal as
Apparently,
Groggle.
Because they didn't have any
Backpedaling a
money.
little.
you know what? You know what might be, and so we all know about the note, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've told everybody knows about the
Yeah,
note.
everybody knows about the note.
Well,
Yeah, has
theoretically
everyone,
not
has everyone
me,
seen the
but-
note?
I haven't. I don't know about.
Oh
I know
yeah.
about the note. What
But
note are you
that-
talking about?
You guys want to show them the note?
The note. Yep.
Yes.
All right, so Bholen raises this up, and here's the note that they found stuck to the door. It says, "Only the true vine bears fruit, and only true fruit leads to the true vine. Central City Monument, midnight tomorrow."
And so from that, I'm going to tell everyone about the hooded figure I saw leave the tavern. And then it would serve reason that the third god might be representative of this person that I saw leave. in the meeting that we're supposed to go to tomorrow night. In the meeting of 3, light goes free. Which means
where'd you hear that?
That's what was written.
Yep. In the meeting of 3, light made free.
That's what the sage
That's what
saw.
the sage-
That's what the
Yeah.
sage
Oh,
heard
okay,
in-
okay. I'm
in his
sorry.
vision.
In conventu trium lux libera.
So if we know of 2 of the gods, this meeting
English,
tomorrow,
mother bleeper, do you speak it?
this meeting tomorrow night
Wait a minute.
might be setting something else free with the person that we're meeting.
Wait a minute. Divine. If we're making a connection between this note and the vision that the sage had related to the meeting of the 3, so you've got your 2 gods and this vine thing. It would, in my mind, it would make sense that it would be kind of druid related, like a natural environment related. So what about what's his name, Vyl-Dareth? Why isn't he? Who's his god? I mean, that's the natural world. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, you've got who's this dragon guy who is me. I mean, it's related to my background. You've got your god, Bholen. So now they're talking about the vine and the fruit. That's nature related in my mind. So that's the druids.
Makes sense. What do we know about this druid god?
Or Phelan.
You don't know. They're gone.
We-
They vanished.
And we don't know anything about these other gods? Bholen?
Are there
I mean,
Bholen, are there any
like-
gods in your pantheon that relate to nature in particular?
So, Matt, can we just take 30 seconds here? Can everybody just give me their class? Again,
what?
you're
I-
Dragonborn Ranger, I know that.
I'm neutral. Yeah.
You're Chad's a
I'm a rogue.
thief, a rogue.
Halfling.
Halfling
And
rogue,
what-
yep.
Yeah.
Dan's a wizard, right?
Human.
Human wizard,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Tim, you're the one I don't know about. Are you?
I'm an
cleric?
elf. I'm an
You're
elf
right.
cleric. Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
which is
All right,
totally.
so I had it
legit,
right.
really.
Just wanted to recap. Thank you.
So Bholen, are there any? I mean, what? I don't know if it helps us right now, but I mean that
Would I
would
know
seem to
that?
be- yeah.
In all my time of studying religion and gods, Matt, would I know comparable gods that might associate with the other 2?
I mean,
Religion check.
the ones you listed off were pretty decent. I mean, yeah.
It could be any
Religion does have
number.
this. Check.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a religion check. Why not? Let's see how you do there. Roll something really high.
Yeah.
Keep rolling.
18.
18. It's for some reason. I mean, something doesn't feel right for you about the connection you're trying to make here. It doesn't quite seem right. Something doesn't sit right.
Can I make a religion check too?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh Jesus! Natural 1.
Wow.
You get a headache from thinking.
Well,
Yeah.
well, and I should do it too because I'm starting to be a druid. So
I had ideas, but
Go for it. Yeah, we'll give Caroline a check as well.
what is it? Okay. I had a 15.
15. Yeah, not much better than
All right,
no.
all right, okay.
No.
I mean, this is all speculation on my part, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like putting this note and this ring together. They could be completely unrelated.
And you were the only one that like actually looked at the guy's hand to see if he had it on. So maybe you might.
That
have
was a
something
good
there.
move.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's written in Draconian. That's the part that gets me. It's written in Draconian,
Right,
You know.
not your language, Bholen, whatever that is.
right. Elf.
So
Elvish.
I'm gonna. What's our next move, Bholen? Niv, you know more
So-
about magic than I do.
I think
I'm going to
The-
ask what's so special about this ring? It's just a ring you had on you, isn't it? Isn't it just a ring you wear?
no, I don't wear it. It's been in my pocket the whole time. I put it on once and I took it off, just like what Caroline did. I've just had it in my possession every time, and then I will tell them when was it Mittendorf was on fire and we were leaving.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll tell them about the woman I saw
Right. Yep.
Oh,
Woman on a horse, dressed
was on a
completely
horse.
in green. Yeah.
And the ring was going nuts.
She turned and made eye contact with Bholen from across the whole city square.
So dressed in green, like vines and fruit? Green?
I didn't get a really good look at her. It was nighttime. The city was on fire. There was chaos.
She didn't.
It's like Gone with the Wind, man. It's like love. What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna. What's our next?
This
move?
ring is something is special about this
We
ring.
have to figure this ring out.
But we don't know what it is. I think we meet with whoever threw that dagger. The dagger, the note from the dagger, and the text from the ring seemed to somehow coincide.
Did we see the dagger stuck in the door when we came in?
No, I pulled it.
Traego pulled it out. He had to jump a little bit to get it because it was kind of high up.
Hey, no short joke. That's
Yeah, come on, man.
So Bholen, I'm gonna ask Bholen. So the guy that you saw, or the person, or the being that you saw come down the stairs in the robe, did it look like any of the other people we've seen in the last, whatever amount of time we've been doing this? Like the Druids or anything?
This person was all in black. He had his hood up. The only thing I could discern was he had some sort of silver, I don't know, something like almost tassels were coming off of his cloak.
He's Jewish.
Could be interpreted as vines. I mean, they were silver, squiggly.
Can I look at the dagger that Traego pulled out of the door?
Traego has it on him.
Who's got the other dagger? Yeah, I'll pull it out and I'll kind of hold it up.
Yeah, Bholen has the other dagger.
Yeah, I think I have the other one.
Are they the same dagger type?
You pull them out and you guys set them on the table, and the daggers are identical.
So whoever is trying to communicate with us
has been following us for a while.
The same person.
Yeah, and
the same person.
Once I recognize that they're the same dagger, I'll tell these guys about the note from the first dagger that said that we need to be careful using the medallions, that we're using them too conspicuously.
Can we put the daggers next to the ring? Just to see what happens?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. You set the ring down on the table and no reaction.
Can I pull out the medallion and put it near the ring?
Yep. No reaction as well.
Nothing?
Nothing happens there. No.
Can I pull out my...
Matt,
oh, never mind.
Matt, what time is it?
Well, after Bholen's lecture, you're pushing about one in the morning at this point.
We should get some rest. Is what we should do.
That's probably a good idea.
I think our only move is to meet in the city square tomorrow night and get some more information. Because right now we're speculating, trying to piece things together.
May I be dismissed? The sage says at this point.
Is there anything else you can tell us before we let you go?
What are we missing? Anything we missing?
The identify spell was there's a bit more I didn't tell you. The magical presence of the ring it came across to me as something. There's something almost like a scrying magic, but it's not identical to scrying. It's almost if the ring allows the wearer a certain kind of vision, not of something far away like scrying, but of a reality right before one's eyes, but through a different lens, like transposed to a different plane. I've never seen anything like this before. And I must also say that for the identify spell, it cost me 100 gold pieces worth of pearl. And he holds his hand out.
I'm going to give him a 5. I'm going to slap his... No, I'm not going to do that.
All right, I'll give him what's a gem that is kind of close to that? But is it like a pearl or something?
Yeah, you could give him. You have him some small emeralds. Maybe you could give him about 100 gold pieces worth. So he takes it. He says, "Thank you, sir. Thank you. May I go now?"
You can as long. But if you come up with anything else, or we're gonna come, check in with you again to see if you come up with anything over the course of the next few hours.
And I think it would go to understand. You cannot tell anybody about this.
Of course not.
It is imperative that we keep this between us. If we find out that you have noticed or you have said this to anybody else, there's going to be some severe repercussions from not only us, but the government of Theondir.
Yes, master. Yes, master. Of course, and another small emerald might help me forget things as well.
I'm just gonna get him
I'm pulling out my mace, and I'm going to say this might help you forget some things too.
Give me an intimidation check.
I'm gonna be right behind him.
Shit. 1.
Excuse me,
3
sir,
minus
but
2.
you're holding the mace upside down. I will take an emerald though.
All right, fine here. I'll give him.
Give him another emerald. So now you.
But I gotta tell you what. If we hear anything, I'm sending my wolf can track you from 600 miles, and she will f you up.
No, yeah, indeed. If you need anything more, I'll be here. My name is Manalis, as I said before, and I'll be around if you need more services. Come to me again. Thank you very much. And he grabs you, and he turns around and takes off out of the room, and you hear feet running down the stairs.
He left us in his room?
Yeah. Well, this is Traego's room.
My room, apparently.
Oh, I see. All right, I need a rest. I need to think about these things.
Yeah, we need to figure this out.
Okay.
And a pee break.
We should rest.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys
see what Groggle has to say tomorrow morning.
1 in the morning, you fall asleep, and do you guys need to take a quick bathroom break there? Yeah. Okay. Let's take a quick 5-minute break, and we'll continue.
And then I gotta figure out my spells then if we're getting a long rest.
All right. Cool. Yep. Long rest and quick break. All right, guys. Let's continue where we left off. The sun comes up in the morning, and go ahead, Niv. You said you wanted to do something.
Yeah, because I have ritual casting, so I can cast a wizard spell as a ritual. If it's in my spell book, I don't have to have it prepared. So I do not have Find Familiar prepared, so I want to cast that as a ritual before we get started.
10 minutes of ritual focus, yep.
I think it's like an hour.
It's an hour, okay. Okay, so you wake up a little bit earlier.
Yeah, the casting time is 1 hour.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to get up early, so I have that time.
Okay, but not too early, so you still get the effects of your full rest.
But I only need to rest for 4 hours, so I've been up.
Yeah, so you only need to sleep in trance for 4 hours, and then you still need to be doing relatively little for the other 4 hours, but you can be up and around and things like that, just not fighting or casting spells or doing anything like that. Okay. Yeah.
Reading New York Times, doing the crossword puzzle, like that.
Yeah.
With so I'll just burn that some incense and charcoal and herbs that I got from that merchant yesterday.
Wonderful scent starts kind of making its way underneath the door of Niv's room. The rest of you, what do you want to do? Traego, you said you had something in mind.
I'm gonna go. Being a halfling, I gotta go get some food in me, and hopefully Bholen and everybody will be downstairs so we can kind of formulate a plan.
Yeah, I'm downstairs eating.
Yep. So you come down, Groggle's sitting there. Traego, you walk down the stairs, and Kareth, the bartender from the previous night, is already up. He's serving bacon. He's serving eggs. And Groggle's just slamming it down. Groggle looks over you guys, has no idea what's been happening.
Put the ring on him.
And
there was Sora. I gotta feed Sora too. I'm gonna give her some food.
Yeah.
When I sit down next to Groggle, I'll kind of explain so we've been invited to a meeting. We got another note with a dagger on it last night, and
blah 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 blah. Yeah. You just Awesome. So I respond, pay the man, and I point at Kareth.
Pay the man. What?
Kareth.
The bartender.
There's the bartender. Is Paul? Are you down with us? Are you downstairs?
I'm
kind of looking over his way. I'm like, you got me, man.
Hey, Dad, can I borrow $10?
Yeah. Yeah, fine. Okay. So I mean, I'll give the barkeep whatever, an emerald or whatever.
It's
an emerald.
You can give him a really tiny stone, and he'll
like
actually give
stone.
A little tiny kidney stone. No, and he'll give you actually he'll give you some money back. So he gives you 80 gold back.
All right.
Hey, and then I look at Paul and I say, "Share the wealth, man. We need to have gold on us each of us.
Yeah. You just hold on to that. Just wait. I'm good. The Bank of Caroline is good to go.
I stand up.
Oh, is that the way it's gonna be?
We all need gold, homeboy.
Okay, well, I got the money, so
I pull out my Morning Star.
Groggle's back.
Groggle's back.
is this really? We're gonna do this at 9 o'clock in the morning when we're eating? Can we just chill for a minute?
You're gonna give me 15 gold, or you're gonna get a spike in your head.
Is that so?
Roll for initiative.
Hey, I'm gonna look at Bholen. Are you down with us? Who's got the ring?
Yeah, I have the ring.
I'm gonna say, why don't we give him the ring to pay for?
Yeah, you know what? I'll give him this ring and say, put it on, and it'll give you all the money you need. We had some pretty.
I'm not gonna you guys. Really? That's a lot. You're giving him a lot. I don't know that he's.
No, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I might second.
Yeah.
15 gold right now.
I'll never get it back.
15 gold.
So what's going on? Are you giving him the ring or not?
No, I'm not giving him the ring.
Okay.
It's go time.
All right.
Take your
Roll
ass
for initiative.
You guys gonna go for it? Okay, so you guys slam away the tables. And do you have weapons on you? Are you using weapons with each other?
Oh yeah.
I dropped my Morning Star.
Ooh.
We're gonna.
Are you gonna be a gentleman, Caroline? Or are you gonna keep your weapon?
A fucking wolf. I'm ready to
You're
go.
Pissed.
I don't drop my weapon. I forgot about the goddamn wolf.
All right, guys, roll me initiative.
Oh damn! Natural 20.
7.
Whoa, and roll for Sora as well.
She got a 15.
She got a 15. Okay, so go ahead, Caroline.
All right, what am I'm taking? I got my 2 short swords.
At this point, Kenneth is shouting out, "What's going on here, you guys? Hey, stop it!" And he starts throwing like bacon at you guys and trying to get you to stop.
You know what?
Go ahead.
And just as I'm about to swing, I stop and go, you know what? You're not worth it.
15 gold.
Nope.
Well, that's his action. I take mine.
Sora gets an action.
Oh yeah, Sora gets an action. What is she rolled a 7. She misses.
She misses. So she lunges at Groggle, but Groggle is able to step aside as she kind of flies back and slams into the bar. Groggle, you're up.
I'm like, you really want to do this, dude?
Matt, while they're doing this,
I have to.
Am I able to use my mage hand to pickpocket the bag of gems?
Give me a sleight of hand check. With advantage, because they're fighting.
Advantage.
I hope you roll high.
Well, 20.
Whoa!
Not natural.
Mage hand comes sliding around as Caroline steps forward and then puts his weapon down and starts shouting on intimidating words at Groggle. You come around with your mage hand and shoop, pick up the pouch. Shoof, comes flying back to your hand, and now you're holding a pouch with
And I have no idea, right?
About 350 gold pieces worth. Is that about right?
No,
with the gems left.
We're talking actually more like 400.
400.
Yeah.
So you now have this pouch in your hand. Traego.
Okay. So I'm gonna grab the pouch. I'm gonna pull out the smallest gem.
Tiny little emerald. Yep.
Tiny little emerald, and I'm gonna look at Groggle. And I'm putting the bag away.
Yep.
So they don't know necessarily. So that I'm like, this is worth 15 gold, and I put it on the table. And it says, "Sit down and let's eat. I'm not in the mood to fight right now."
Give me your persuasion with advantage.
17.
Groggle? Pretty convincing.
Is it worth 15 gold?
It's worth 50.
50? All right, I sit down. I just wanted my gold.
All right.
So
And
would
then
let me
and then-
convert
hold
that
on.
to gold right away, Matt, rather than a gem, or does it have to stay as a gem?
Stays as a gem, yeah.
Okay, so it's what? 1 small emerald?
Yeah, 1 emerald worth 50 gold.
I have no more gems.
You don't know that yet.
We don't know that yet.
Not that yet, but I am.
I will tell Groggle. We will be acting like a team, or you will not be part of it anymore if you do that again. This is your only warning that any of us will give you. You can either be with us or against us, but there will not be any in between. Pull out your Morning Star right now, and you're gone. You do anything else but accept these terms, and you're gone.
I pull out my Morning Star.
All right, I'm getting up and I'm walking away.
Buy him an ale.
Nope, I'm walking away.
Bholen gets up, starts walking out the door.
I'm gonna sit down and eat. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep eating.
Just so
Niv?
you're aware. Well, so you're aware, Matt.
Yeah.
The familiar I cast with Find Familiar was like a little fat-tailed gecko lizard
Nice.
named Lizzo.
Lizzo? Okay,
Oh.
you got Lizzo with you?
It's
what?
got 3 hit points.
How do like so? Does a
So-
does a
It just-
familiar
she'll-
just
she'll
show
just-
up?
Yeah. She'll just kind of hide in my like pockets and sleeve and stuff. So
Matt, as
Okay.
Tim walks away, I put my Morning Star down and I mumble, "What's his problem?"
So the rest of you sit down and start eating. Bholen, you step out of the inn, the crawling crawfish, into the bright morning sun. It's a beautiful day today. The sun has just made its way over the buildings, and you can see in front of you across the bridge the beautiful buildings of the central city rising up out of their elevation. It's a beautiful day, and you're standing there outside in the street by yourself.
Guys, man,
Deep-
hey,
deep
just,
breath.
we all know that, like, no ill feeling. It's just I gotta role play it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
If a little hint, if you guys bought him a beer, he would love you for the rest of his life and follow you around like a little dog.
I bought him multiple beers.
Yeah.
yeah, well, you
Still
gotta.
trying to kill all of us. I bought him kegs of beer.
I've also taken a lot of damage for you guys too.
From your
There
own.
for.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage too.
So as you guys are finishing up your breakfast, Kareth walks over. He's a bit nervous now, and he says, "Is there anything else you're gonna need? Big man, you okay there? You need any more breakfast?" He's talking to you, Groggle, a little nervous, hoping that he's not gonna step on any toes here.
No,
Give me
everything's fine
Prozac?
with me.
Okay.
Yeah, are there any drugs we could give to Groggle to calm him down?
Some Xanax or something.
You've got some potions. I don't know.
We got to find
I
like
do.
a spell where like a mind control spell where like
I don't believe in
I
magic.
have-
we give him like
I
a
have
safe
those.
word. A safe word where like then he just pulls out his Morning Star and goes to town, but before that he just is super benign.
6 bottles of Theondir Thunder.
Oh, I got that last bottle of Mittendorf Merriment. I should drink that. But I'm gonna stand up and pull the bartender kind of aside a little bit.
Yeah, you pull Gareth
Like,
aside.
hey,
Yeah.
pull him up to the bar, and I'm gonna. We haven't paid him yet. We haven't paid him yet, have we?
You did. Yep.
Yeah,
you
I
paid
paid
him in emeralds. Yep.
No, I didn't pay him. Someone did.
He's all paid up. Yep.
So I'm assuming that I'm gonna have to. I know we talked a little bit before. I'm gonna ask him directions to the Central City Monument because I'm assuming you don't actually know where that is.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So can we as a group, but without Bholen, can we talk about what exactly we need to do right now? I mean, we have 3 days until we have to report in, or 2.5 days until we have to
Yes.
report in. Can we talk about? So where are we right now? I mean, we paid off these Druid people. We now have to find. We still have to find Graywater.
Graywater.
And we have nothing to go on for that.
No, okay. So I pipe up that I want to go back to the Riverside Respite. I have unfinished business with Mary.
Okay.
Well, and I'm
Okay.
gonna say, isn't the Riverside Respite kind of the last spot we had any lead on Graywater, anyways?
Well, so that's where one of us talked to actually Vyl-Dareth.
Me.
We
Yes.
didn't know it at the time.
Yeah. Groggle says he wants to go talk to Mary. I'm gonna, like, Mary has been dealt with. She's now a friend. She's on our side. She's on our payroll.
So I don't think it's going to convince him not to do that.
You won't be hurting her. We've already dealt with her.
I don't say anything.
Okay, so what do we need to do here? We got this note says we got to meet them at midnight in the city center. But in the meantime, I mean, we still have our medallions. We've got to find Graywater and report back to the.
Yeah. So I would say we've got 2 objectives here. Let Tim hear.
Yeah, you're pushing into 10 o'clock in the morning, by the way.
Yeah. So we've got 2 overall objectives that I think are relevant right now: finding Graywater, and then this meeting. The Druid thing, that's Matt. I don't know what that was. That was probably just to get us save our asses so we can still play.
I'm.
Who knows?
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm pretty sure that Graywater knows we're looking for him.
Well, if you count
ruckus
the Druids, we've got a 3rd objective, because aren't we supposed to get Peridot dust for them?
Yeah. But I think right now we have 2 main objectives.
I'm thinking that this meeting tonight hopefully will be with Graywater, trying to figure out why we're searching for him.
In the meantime, we should go back to the Riverside Respite.
And we're going to be very nice to Mary Groggle.
The first dagger was at the Riverside Respite.
Yep.
No, was it?
That's where, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
That's where we learned we're closest to Graywater. I think
So
that's
rather than
really
being
our
followed-
only option.
Yeah. How far away is the respite from where we're at?
Riverside Respite will be, that's about a good hour and a half walk.
Is it closer to or further away from the Central City Monument?
Actually, no, sorry, I'm wrong there. That's good. That's a good two hours away as well.
Well, we've got till midnight to get to the monument.
Yeah,
So
but we
you're
also
gonna-
don't want to be super tired.
We have 14 hours.
True.
Yeah.
And why would we go to the respite? Just Grog wants to get laid. Okay, I get it. But why else would we go there?
Well, that was our last.
That was the last time we had a
closest-
lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point that we knew where Graywater. Anyone who knew about him was at the Riverside Respite.
Who has medallions?
I do.
I
All
do.
of them?
Do it. Yeah.
I do.
Did we give the other 2 to?
No, there's only 3. Bholen, Traego, and myself have them.
Have you still
Yep.
got that goofy communication device?
Yep.
Yeah,
That
Okay.
was still there.
Who's got that?
I do.
I asked for it. Wait, you're outside.
I'm not in the room.
Boland's like, I've had enough of this.
He laid down the law and left.
I'm going to the Riverside Respite. And I get up and start walking.
I hate to say it, but I agree with Groggle.
What's
I hate
there?
to say it.
Okay.
All right, I'm with that, but I'm going to hang back because I want to see someone's following us.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hang back. And
Okay.
I want to follow
You're-
the distance.
Dude, you're playing really well today. Honestly, you've had like
I'm.
great you've had great ideas like 4 times already.
Well, I
Good
haven't
job.
talked yet, so.
Well, I just yeah, whatever.
So they get up
Thank
and
you.
we're all paid up. I'm gonna
Yep.
follow those 2.
Wait a minute. So wait, when we're paying up, do I go like, what, where's?
Yeah. At this point, Caroline, you notice that you've been pickpocketed by somebody in the bar. And there's a ton of people in here. You look around, you don't see anybody. Your money, your gems are gone.
Mother. All right, I'm
woke up
fucking.
for a second.
So wait. So I turned to Chad. I turned. Where did you get the gem to pay off butt fuck over here?
I just
where
kind of
did
give
you
him.
get
I give him a smile and be like, I took care of it. And I
Yeah.
I down the rest of my beer and I stand up and I walk away.
The worst team ever.
Yeah.
You know what? Money, more problems. You
I don't know. Can you call it a team even?
No,
I think kind of like
just a bunch of assholes fucking each other over.
So we all have the same
What?
exact character. We're
Very
only in it for ourselves. All we really care about is money.
Hey, Faye Long. I mean, she was good.
But yeah, I'm gonna follow them out. And instead of actually going to the Riverside Respite immediately, I'm gonna see if I can follow Bholen, if I can track him down.
Well, he's just standing outside, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just outside.
Walking.
I'm praying for patience.
So I want to make sure Traego knows. I want to at least make sure Traego knows that what I'm doing. I'm hanging back.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And if Sora shows up, pay attention.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got it. I like.
No beer for the wolf.
So, as we're leaving, Matt, I assume he doesn't. But would the Kareth, would he know anything about what I talked to you about? Delivery service or anything?
Yeah, he would actually. I mean, they get a lot of people coming in and out, a lot of different packages and stuff. Yeah. Yep.
You're a smuggler.
Did you want to talk to him in private?
Yeah, I want to talk to him about getting that shipment off to Tucson.
Yep. So you step aside, you talk to Kareth.
Tucson?
Yeah. Tucson?
Yeah, so you...
Well, that's the guy's name, isn't it?
Yeah, Tucson. With Tuhson.
Ah, very good.
So we don't know anything about this, though. I don't...
You guys just you see Niv talking to Kareth for a while by himself, and you don't really notice anything. But Kareth can absolutely guarantee he's going to need some sort of monetary support for that, though.
Yeah. Well, I've got 2 diamonds now, so I will give him the 50 gold diamond that I have.
Okay. Yep. He takes it in his hand,
and I'll package up one of those drawings of the medallion.
Yep.
And one of the vials that I got from the what is the Western Wind?
Yep.
Yesterday.
Yep.
I'll put those 2 things together.
Yes.
Write a little note to Tucson.
Yep.
Saying, apologizing for the delay. Here's the coffee and a little something extra. And so I've got the actual medallion, the drawing of the medallion, and then one of the vials from yesterday.
Did I miss something? What are you?
All of those things are going in the package together.
Did we notice this, or is this have we gone?
Oh, you guys are too busy. Yeah, he's there talking around by the bar. You don't really notice too much. Yep. And he absolutely can guarantee it. He takes the package and he walks into the back and stows it somewhere. Comes back.
Theondir UPS.
Yeah.
That's actually exactly what I asked Matt.
Ye old parcel service.
TPS.
Okay, that's all. Then I'll join everyone else outside.
Perfect. Yep. So you're all standing outside. Groggle, you've taken off. Caroline, you're following him. Or how? Explain to me now again what you guys have decided you're going to do here.
We're going back to the Riverside Respite to kind of hopefully retrace our stuff. Maybe find pick up the trail of the cold trail. Maybe find another connection. They're going to go. Niv, Traego, and Bholen are going to go, and Groggle are going to go ahead. I'm going to kind of fall back a little bit with Sora, and just see if anybody follows them.
Okay. Yep.
And then on our way, Matt, is there like a small flat stone, like a good skipping stone that's similar size and shape to the medallion? Do I find anything like that along the river, the cobblestones, or anything?
Give me an investigation check. Super low DC on this.
It is a rock after all.
12.
12. Yeah, you can find exactly what you're looking for.
Okay, if I find one similar to the medallion size and shape, I'm gonna just pick it up and bring it with me.
Okay, perfect. Yep, got it in your pocket.
As we leave, I'm gonna kind of walk up to Bholen and be like, "Let's just get through this. I agree with you, but we have responsibilities, and we need to get this job done. We'll figure something else with Groggle."
I don't say anything.
There's a lot of money in it. Just saying, and I kind of just keep walking.
I don't say anything.
Do I hear this?
Do you walk though?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything.
Bholen's utterly silent. So you guys take off walking west, a bit southwest, towards the Riverside Respite, and you walk through the square, and you see the warehouse where you had your 2 battles, and the doors are open. You see soldiers walking in and out, dragging the remains of bodies of orcs and laying them in a pile in the square. Next to them, you see 3 other bodies that are covered by white sheets, and you see some blood soaking through the sheets. You suppose it's the soldiers that were murdered there, and you walk past all the soldiers. And you finally make your way along the road, the cobblestone, until the cobblestone ends, and you come to the dirt road that you've recognized that takes you around to the Riverside Respite. And there, as you would expect, there's a lot of people sitting in expectation for the day's fight. You're now pushing around 1 in the afternoon. There's people coming in and out of the Riverside Respite. And what do you want to do?
Matt, so I was about a block and a half behind them. I saw nothing. I didn't see any kind of suspicious people following.
What's your perception?
Can we do a check?
Passive.
Just your passive. Yeah, what's your passive perception? 12?
He's actively looking. It's not passive.
Yeah,
he's actively
I'm
looking.
like curious about it. I'm like,
You are actively looking. Okay, yeah. Give me a perception check then.
All right, what is that under? It's under. 13.
13. You don't recognize anything in the first part of the journey. Nothing at all when you get to the Riverside Respite.
All right. And Sora, do I need to check for her?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, she got a 4. Never mind.
Nope. she's still got pig feet scent on her nose, and she's just happy with that.
Female. Anyway.
I go in and I sit at the bar and get a beer.
You walk in the door and well, hello there, Baradon, the bartender, the owner of the Riverside Respite, recognized you as me immediately. Oh, my good fighter, Groggle, you dispensed so quickly with that Gorlog. Can I buy you an ale on the house for that great fight?
Yeah.
Slides an ale down to you. How have you been, my man? I haven't seen you in a few days.
Where's Mary?
Mary? Mary? Who's Mary?
She works here.
He looks a bit puzzled. We don't have any Mary working here.
I asked to see all the staff.
You want to see all the staff? They're in the back working. They're cooking. They're busy serving drinks. What?
Okay, I get up and walk into the back.
I'm gonna be following him.
Stop, Baradon says. I mean, we have a Meredith working here. Is that?
Can I see her?
Well, Meredith's not here today. She hasn't been here the last couple days.
Where's she live?
Somewhere over in Upper Gatetown. I don't know. She came out after you guys had left. She came running back in, and she was completely distraught. I was crying and weeping, and then I sent her home. I thought she was sick with some sort of strange illness. I haven't seen her in a couple days.
Who's Graywater?
Who's asking?
I'm gonna at this point.
I am.
Can I pull out my little rock, cast minor illusion on it to make it look like the medallion, and tell him just cooperate?
Why not just show him the medallion? What? I don't understand.
I don't have the medallion.
He sent it to some smuggler.
Baradon looks at. Yeah, go for it.
How many medallions are we down to now?
You have
3.
3.
2, because he just mailed.
Yeah,
that
he
one.
sent one away.
But you don't know.
I have one in Traego.
Right. I won't play it. I just was curious.
Right. Yeah. Baradon looks at you new. He kind of laughs at you. Those medallions mean nothing in this place. Do you forget we're a Lower Gate town? The law doesn't come down here. I am the law.
Ooh.
I am going to cast Friends on him.
Like a
Go ahead.
TV show.
So I have advantage on charisma checks that isn't hostile. When the spell ends, creature realizes you used magic and it becomes hostile.
Man,
Well,
I'm still outside.
Oh.
I'm outside. I'm still watching I'm still watching.
Constitution check? No.
Huh?
Does he require a Constitution check?
No, it just says for the duration you have advantage on all charisma
Oh, okay.
checks directed
Right,
at the
right.
creature.
Yep. Sure. Yep. For 1 minute?
I believe so. Yep, 1 minute.
Okay.
So I'll
Right.
cast friends and then I'll tell them again. No, we'll be getting her address from you.
These are the droids you're looking for.
I pipe in and I say, no. Who's Graywater? Where's Graywater?
He looks at you, Groggle, and says, I don't need to talk to you. Looks back at Niv. My friend. I don't exactly know her address. She just shows up when she's supposed to work. Something in Upper Gate Town. I know she has a daughter. That's all I know. Somewhere in Upper Gate Town. But those are the slums. Those are the slums of the city. Good luck. There's thousands of rats over there. I don't know.
And her daughter lives in Upper Gate Town as well?
Yeah, I'm assuming her daughter lives with her. I'm assuming that's who we're giving her our money she's buying food for. She usually leaves here every night with some of the leftovers from the customers. I'm assuming she's using that to feed her kid.
I'm just kind of watching this all play out here.
So I'm going to go back to, you said, Caroline, you're outside?
Yep.
Okay, so Traego and Bholen are inside with us?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sitting at a table though.
Okay. So I'm going to go over to them and just talk to them. I think Mary is our best lead towards Graywater. All I got was that she lives in Upper Greytown with her daughter.
Upper Gate Town, yep.
How many people are in the bar?
That's a good 30, 40. I mean, there's a fight in the afternoon, so I mean, people are kind of getting some drinks before the fight, getting ready for the day.
Because this is, she works here. This is where Graywater is. So she's here all the time. She can talk to the guests without anyone questioning it. I don't know that we have any other.
And I don't remember if I asked her when I was talking to her. I don't remember if I asked her if she knew Graywater or not. So you might be right. It might be a good idea to go find her, but we got to make sure that Groggle doesn't get there before us. We have to talk to her first.
Hold on. I say, you want to fight her? I fight and win. You tell us who Graywater is and where we can find him.
Even if you win, I couldn't tell you where he is. I can tell you who he is. I can tell you what he looks like, at least. Graywater comes in here every once in a while. But I haven't seen him in a good couple weeks. Maybe even longer than that. Maybe it's been a month. I don't remember.
I'm going to pull out the cheapest gem.
Motherfucker.
Like, the tiniest gem. Sorry, man.
Yeah, you're not.
Do I have to like pull out? Can I just like reach in and like magically come up with this?
You can
So
stick
they
your
don't
hand
have
in
to
the
see the
pouch and feel around
Yeah.
for a small gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to find out the tiniest pouch, or the tiniest gem, and put it on the table, and like tell us what you know.
He puts his hand across on the gem, puts it in his pocket. Well, I don't know much. What I do know is this.
I love you.
Graywater, he's a man of middle age, long brown hair, locks of gray. He's got some scar on his right cheek. I don't know where he got that, but you'll notice him, you'll recognize him immediately with that scar. Hard to miss, right below his eye, all the way down to his chin. He's usually wearing pretty fancy clothing. When he comes in here, he kind of sticks out a little bit. I think he's kind of enjoys that a bit. One thing I've always noticed, though, that's quite interesting is he's always got this strange metal clasp holding his cloak together. It's always got these IVV on it.
Where did we see that? We saw that before. IVV.
I'm not in the room. I got nothing.
Where did we see? We saw that before.
Paul knows. You just gotta ask him.
I used to sell to him, guys, but I don't support his crazy rebellion.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I say, you're coming with us. You got a manager on duty. You're coming with us.
Hold on, Grago.
Does-
Hold on.
Does
I say it.
Groggle see? Does Groggle see me? Does he know? Is he facing me?
We'll say no. He's facing Baradon. You're
Okay.
slightly behind him.
I tell him he's coming with us.
So that's all the information I got, guys. He takes the stone.
Okay,
Well,
hold on
there's
here.
something about that IVV sticks with me.
IVV. My notes
What?
say the numerals that were on the chests. The chests in the
In
So-
the warehouse.
Warehouse.
in the warehouse.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that
He's
makes
tied
sense.
he's tied in with the warehouse.
Yeah.
So
of
does
course
that mean
he is.
he's tied in with the orcs?
Probably.
We knew this though, guys.
Did we?
You
No.
all.
Did?
Yeah,
It
well,
was
yeah, that's what we
implied.
invested. Yeah. We,
Again, I tell him, come with us. You need to show us where Mary lives.
Once again, my orc friend, I don't know where
Said he
Mary
doesn't know
lives,
where she
and
lives.
I'm too busy here.
I don't believe him.
You. I'm not going with you. Give an insight check.
-1. Here we go.
Yeah.
9.
Seems like he's telling the truth. Yeah.
All right, I let him go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's new.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
I mean,
that's-
I
he believes him.
Make the check. I believe him.
Good for you.
Thanks, Paul.
I'll tell you what, my half orc friend. Have another beer in the house, he says. He slides another one down your way.
I drink it.
Excellent.
Not today.
did we?
1 second, guys.
Matt, when we were walking, we didn't notice anybody that hit that description. I'm assuming we probably weren't really paying enough attention.
Yeah, you weren't noticing enough. You weren't looking enough for that description. So even if you did see that person, it wouldn't have had any meaning for you.
And Matt, so I'm about a block out. I mean, I'm not sensing I'm seeing anyone, like in any robes or anything, like walking around.
Give me another perception check. We'll see how you do this time.
19.
19. You notice there's a lot of people walking around. There's a lot of people around. There is a smaller gentleman who's kind of shooting, kind of looks at you every once in a while. He's maybe not used to seeing a dragonborn. He's rather interested in you, but other than that, nothing so spectacular.
Right.
Kind of off topic here. Are most people in like these cities, are they human? Like, do the rest of us kind of stick out a little bit?
In Lower Gate Town and Upper Gate Town, it's a mix. This is kind of the slums. You get all sorts of people out here. This is where all the sort of the crime is.
Okay.
In the central city, you're going to have more refined people, humans. You're going to have elves. You might find an occasional tiefling, but you're definitely not going to find orcs. You're not going to find goblins. You're not going to find people like that.
Okay.
What time is it now, Matt?
You're pushing to 3-4 in the afternoon.
Okay, so how long to get to that square from where we're at?
Back to the warehouse.
No, to the where we're
Oh,
at.
to the
the-
center square.
to the
Oh,
mall.
yeah, that'll be a good, probably a good 4-hour walk.
So we got like we want to leave an hour to spare. So we've got 3, 4 o'clock, 3, 5. We got like 4 hours.
I'm gonna ask Niv. So we know that he did something to Gorlog to get him, like, I'm gonna ask Niv, like, how long are we expecting Gorlog to be distracted? When can we expect his return?
Well, it depends on what was in the way, but usually it's about, I don't know, half a day at the max.
Okay, so we can be expecting him back any time because we know he's going to show up at the worst possible moment.
Well, that depends on where you're.
Well, he
who knows
walks
where he is.
for 24 hours or 8
No,
hours.
it's 8 hours.
Oh yeah, he'd be back now. We should just kill that effer, get it over with.
I thought you were trying to be friends with him. So we've been walking for what, 3 hours now? 2.5 hours?
Yeah, you guys are heading back. And are you heading to the central city now?
No, we're gonna go to Upper Gate Town and try to find Meredith.
No, I'm gonna.
That's what I'm doing.
There it is.
I'm gonna.
Mary.
Mm-hmm.
We probably should eat.
I did. I ate when I had my beer. Thanks, Matt.
That was like at 9 in the morning.
With
No,
what
I
money?
He just had one now.
Matt,
Oh, that's right.
He
He
had
gave
two.
me.
ca-
Yeah.
I want to cast. I'm going to cast command on Groggle.
Okay. Yes.
I don't want to say the word yet until we know if he passes the test or not.
All right. What is your DC? You have a 13?
Wisdom saving throw 13.
All right. Go for it, Groggle.
Wisdom. Minus
Sorry, minus 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
18.
What?
No.
Okay. I'm going to cast it again.
Just every time, like, God damn it,
1.
work.
So Groggle, immediately you feel this sensation come over you. You turn and you lock eyes with Bholen, who's
I know
staring
the word
right
he's
at
gonna-
you.
I know what
And
he's gonna
Bholen
say.
opens his mouth and says,
Suicide.
"Can you command people to kill themselves?" You can't.
I gotta.
A one-word command to a creature you can see.
Wow.
You had enough, huh?
I warned you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Groggle.
I feel like you gotta look at some rules for this.
I'm out in foreign waters here. I have no idea.
Saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
All right, Groggle, you will have to
I see.
try to kill yourself.
You know what? You're right. The spell has no effect if the target is undead or if your command is directly harmful to it.
Okay, I thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, thought that was
I
something
just
with
about said put
Okay.
the dagger through my head.
I would know that.
that. You would
So
know
I
that.
don't.
So get both your spells back then. Yeah, get both your spells back. Yeah, I thought there was something you couldn't. Yeah.
Show the cards there. Okay.
So me and Niv are sitting there. We see Bull, and he just like
No, I don't do
staring
anything.
daggers.
You guys
He's
gotta try
staring
to tell me
daggers
what
like,
you want
I
to do.
want-
What do you want
Boland's
to do?
getting frustrated.
You guys gotta try to tell me what
So-
to do.
Yeah. I'm Groggle. Sit down. We're gonna have another beer. We're gonna eat,
Okay.
and we're gonna see if we see anything from Caroline. And I'm gonna order a round of beers and food, because we need to eat again. Because we're not getting in this bullshit, exhausted fight
Gotcha.
again like we did
So-
2 times ago or 2 sessions ago or whatever.
So Matt. So you said there was one guy who kept looking at me furtively.
Yep.
I'm gonna send out a Sora to kind of smell him up.
Okay. Sora comes around him and he's he gets noticeably nervous and he sort of gives out a bit of a yelp. Super nervous by this dog running around, or this wolf. Sorry, not a dog. This wolf running around him. And he says, "Ha ha!" He
All right,
shouts out, sort of nervous. Yeah.
I'm going up to him.
Okay. You
I'm
walk
gonna-
right up to him.
I'm
He's
gonna
a
grab-
small guy.
Small guy.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm gonna say to him, "You related to that bookie that Groggle killed?"
Listen.
And then I'm gonna say, "Who the fuck are you?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a short man. He's got this yellowish kind of skin, long dark black hair that's sort of starting to form dreads in certain places. One eye that's enlarged, totally bloodshot.
Man.
Where it's white, it should be white. It's entirely red. He says,
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's he wearing?
he's wearing some shit, kind of disgusting brown kind of tunic cloak. It's got stains on it. Pretty dirty.
All right, I'm gonna drag him back to a corner. I'm not gonna take him to the respite inn, but so I want to kind of pull him to the side, so, like in the alley where no one can see us.
Hey, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me here?
Who are you? What's your business?
What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Folk around here, they know me as Burns. Burns Mad Eye, he says, and he sticks his eye out a little bit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, Burns.
I'm the guy who can get things for you. Yeah, what do you need? I can get you things. Just let me go and just relax. I can get you things.
What are you doing around here, Burnsy?
I'm looking for business. I'm looking for business. I'm looking for people to sell to. I'm looking for people to sell to me. I'm looking for people to do some smuggling for me. I'm just looking for any kind of job I can get, but I can get things for you. What do you need?
Can I see, is he wearing any weapons or anything?
Give me a quick perception check.
Jesus. 8.
8. Nope. Doesn't look like. No weapons.
So Burnsy, tell me. So who are you working for right now? Who are you working for?
Yeah, what I need, man, I'm working for myself. I'm a businessman. I'm my own businessman. Hey, I'm working for myself. I'm looking for business wherever I can find it. I'm looking for business. I've been dealing a lot in the Peridot business, and I'm always looking for more sellers, more smugglers.
Peridot, what does that mean, Peridot business? What is Peridot? Tell me.
He looks around, trying to make sure no one else is looking.
You know what the Peridot is? That's the main business. That's the main business down in this part of town. You know, the green dust? You ever heard of that?
Green. All right, I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to say, you know what, dude? My breath is acid. I will take you down. I will take you down to Chinatown right now.
Okay.
Did you just say Chinatown?
I did. Better fess up right now with Peridot. What does it do?
It's the dust. It's the dust that we use the people use to get in and out of Theondir. There's other magical spells as well. The Sicari have been using it, and people have been trying to get their hands on it. It's the main currency down here in Lower Gate Town.
All right.
I've been dealing with it for a while. I've got contacts. I got Tucson. He's been helping me out, and I've been sending stuff to him and back. And help me out, man. Put me down.
Let the tweaker go, Paul.
Huh?
Let the tweaker go.
All right. I'm gonna let him down. I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of the neck, and we're gonna go into the goddamn respite, and I'm gonna talk these other guys. I'm gonna bring him in.
You're gonna drag him in. Hey, come on, Burns, man, I can get you things. What do you need?
You are gonna get shit. You are gonna get shit. And I'm gonna bring you to the bar. You're gonna talk to your buddies. All right, I bring him into the bar. I throw him down. I want Nib to talk to this guy, and I want Bholen to talk to this guy.
Who are you?
What about
What do you guys need?
Groggle, yeah.
What do you guys need? I'm Burns Mad Eye. I can get you whatever you want.
Guys, he's talking Peridot dust. He's talking about this being the currency of all around here. He's talking about people getting out of Theondir. He knows shit. What I gotta ask you? What do we gotta know?
I'm gonna invite him to sit down. Like, take a seat.
I'm gonna pull out
He plops himself down on the chair.
I'll pull out the vial of Peridot dust that I took off, or that I collected from the warehouse, and I'll say, listen, good sir, you tell us what we want to know, and I'll give you some of this. I have a pretty good inkling that this will make your day, but it all depends on the answers you can give us.
Can I see it?
He holds out his hand.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait.
But I will not give it to him.
Shake it for me,
He says.
And I'll put it back in my pocket.
Could be a fake. Could be a knockoff. I don't know. I don't know if I can be true.
Everything.
All right. I pull out one of my short swords. I put him in his neck. I'm like, dude, don't fuck with me.
My friend here has a pretty short fuse. This is a pretty good deal.
I'm Birds Mad. I can get you whatever you want. What do you want? I can get it.
As this is happening, I'm trying to flag down the bartender and get us another round over here as they're fucking with them.
Go around. Yes, all right. Get another round for me.
I want to know more.
Hold on. Paul pulled out a sword and put it to his neck.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You got about 30 seconds.
I'm Burns Matt. I can get you whatever you want. What do you need? What do you need? I can get it for you. What do you need?
All right.
Help me out here, guys. Help me out here. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you
know
need.
more about this.
Talk to me, guys.
Do you know Graywater? Do you know the name Graywater?
I heard the name. Yeah.
All right, back off a little bit. Just back off a little bit. All right, tell me more. What do you know about Graywater?
I know Graywater. He's been around these parts a bit. I know Graywater's been dealing in the Peridot business as well. I mean, we all are. He's got some sort of crazy rebellion he's been a part of, though. None of us really believe any of that garbage.
I'm going to cast friends on him,
Okay.
and then I'm going to say, come on now. You think we don't know that already? Tell us something we don't know.
Give me a persuasion check now that you're friends.
With advantage, because it's charisma.
Yep.
Oh, sweet. 11.
Let me tell you, friend.
Spoken like a true Minnesotan. Sweet, 11.
Go Vikes.
Listen up. I haven't seen him around here lately. I know he's been dealing a bit with Tucson, and he's been in the Peridot business for many years. But he likes to keep to himself. That's all I know. I've seen him around here a couple times. He's got this scar.
Tucson. Do you guys know this word? This name is Tucson. Do you know who this is?
Where is he?
You're still
is
not
Tucson?
telling us anything we don't know.
Yeah.
I want to ask him, like, we know that Graywater is into Peridot business. Is he buying or is he selling?
Graywater.
Yes.
Graywater's been buying.
Buying.
He's been buying as much as he can get his hands on. Yeah. He's been recruiting people from all across the continent. I mean, the Peridot dust is hard to come by. You got to smuggle it into this continent. It doesn't exist really here. Hey, you got to bring it in from Tavern. And he's been bringing in people from all over the place. All sorts of people. They come with crates full of it, and
I'm gonna put away my sword. I'm putting away my sword. So I'm like, okay, here's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Tell me.
You and I are gonna go talk to Graywater because we got a lot of Peridot dust that we want to sell.
I would if I knew where he lives. I don't know where he lives.
And if I had some fucking gems, I'd show them to you because I'd pay you off to help us do this. But I don't have any more. I don't know where they are.
I'm gonna
help sell this shit.
Damn it.
I can tell you one thing about Graywater though. I don't know where he lives. But I can tell you this: he's a fine lover of fine wines. Every time he comes into this place, he always seems to order some wine. And this isn't exactly the place where you get wine, but I know. He always keeps bottles of good wine for me.
Matt, you kind of froze up a little bit.
Wine for you too. You looking for some good? You love some good wine.
But let's give Matt a couple.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Time to dress Bravo.
Burns Mad Eyes way too crazy.
Yeah. He says I can get you some wine. Are you looking for some good wines? I can get you some really good wines. I know where you get the best wines.
And I pipe in, where do we get good wine?
Oh, well, Central City's got a few good places.
Okay. Where is
And
the
the
best
bar?
place?
Yeah. Around the square, there's a couple different places.
I ask him how far the walk is to Central City.
Central City from here? Yeah, you got about 3.5 hours maybe. With your big legs, buddy, we got probably 3:15. I don't know.
What time is it?
You guys are pushing 4:35 o'clock now.
What time is
Ah.
it?
Yeah.
So we got one or two
Start
paths,
close.
guys.
Okay.
Now's the time to make a choice.
Well, hold on. Is Central City towards the
I
Central
would
Square?
assume the central monument would be in
Yeah.
Central City, right?
Yeah, so the Central Monument is in the
So we
middle
gotta go.
of the Central Square in Central City. You guys
We
are
gotta go
all
there
the way as
anyway.
far as you can get in Lower Gate Town. So you're as far away as possible from.
So I want to ask this guy. So if we get the wine, how do you contact Graywater? How does he know?
Graywater. he contacts us. Tucson might have some information. I don't know, but you could talk to Tucson yourself. I don't know.
Where can we find Tucson?
Tucson, he runs that place over up in the Sun Sorrows. He runs that place up in Upper Gate Town. It's
The Sun Sorrows?
the Sun Sorrows. Yeah. I got a buddy. I got a buddy back down in Danish down in Helder Harbor. He and I we've been working with Tucson for many years. Old Danish, but the Sun Sorrows. It's supposed to be some sort of cobbler or something. I don't know. He fixes shoes or something like that. But really, it's a cover. It's a cover.
Wait, what's your name, my friend? Tell me.
The name's Burns Mad Eye.
Burns Mad Eye.
They call me that because I got Red Eye, you know.
One give a
Burns
shot
Mad
at that. So Burns, or excuse me, Mr. Mad Eye. Maybe it's Doctor. I don't know. What?
Yeah. They call me Reverend Burn Eye.
Reverend
Mad Eye.
Okay, Father. What if we need your help with this? I got a deal for you. I'm gonna make a deal with you. We got some
deals. I'm a businessman. I like deals.
We are ready to unload some dust, right? I'm gonna kind of look over at Niv over here and kind of give him a little wink and say, we got some dust we got to get rid of, but we have to get some wine to get Graywater down here, or do we need to talk to Tucson? You tell me, what's the best way to get this done?
To get the Graywater.
Well, to sell this periodontic dust.
I don't know. I'd pick up a good bottle of wine if I were you, and hope the Graywater contacts you. That's all I know. I don't know. Graywater talks to us. We don't find him.
So maybe Tucson's where we gotta go.
I don't know.
Well,
Tucson.
Tucson's a direct connection to Graywater. I think he'd be our next best bet.
Where is the Sorrow bar, or why, or the place
Upper
Tucson runs?
Upper Gate Town.
Upper Gate.
And how
So
far
is
is
that-
The Sun's Sorrows.
So is that all back towards where we need to be? at
Yeah,
midnight?
that'll Upper Gate Town. It'll take you guys. If you go through Lower Gate Town, you can go to the square between Upper and Lower Gate Town. There's a bridge directly below that. Will take you across to the central city. Otherwise, if you go into Upper Gate Town, there's another bridge a little further along. They'll get you to the same place.
Matt, do you think you could put Thomas Noachek put the map up, or you not have that set up?
I do have it set up. Yeah.
Or if you got something else set there, that's fine.
I do have something else set there, but I could.
That's all right.
The map.
That's
Or-
all right. As long as
Can
know
we
that
make
we
it?
don't
Can
wanna-
we make it to Upper Gate Town, and then to the Central Monument? Can we make both of those by midnight, or
Right,
would we
that-
have to choose one or the other?
You will be able to if you go quickly.
All right, let's go right now.
all right.
But you're pushing time here, guys. You're running out of time.
Right, take him.
I'm
Take
gonna,
him.
I'm gonna,
Take him. Take
Yeah.
Mad Eye, Reverend Mad Eye, and take him. I'm gonna hold back again. Make sure no one else is following us.
I tell him.
Before we go anywhere, I'm going to say we don't need Mad Eye. I know where Tucson is.
Oh,
What does that mean?
oh. Yeah,
All the better.
works
If I don't need to go with you, all the better.
No, I think you should come with us anyway.
Can I get a little bit of conversation from my...
I'm gonna hand Mad Eye over to Groggle.
Matt,
I pull a
As
dagger
it's-
up, put it to
Oh,
his
this
neck.
this one stinks. Oh, this one smells, man. Give me back to the Dragonborn.
Matt,
I-
as this
I
is
pu-
going on, I'm gonna get up
I push a dagger through his neck and kill him.
Burns
You
Mad
just
Eye
insulted me.
collapses on the floor.
And then I leave.
Quick, everybody out the back. He's going the wrong way.
I was gonna say as this was going on.
Let's just let him leave
Yeah,
and not follow him.
yeah.
We cannot keep doing this, you guys.
Groggle
He's
takes off on the
destroyed.
floor.
He's ruining this for all of us. Let him go, and let's go the other way.
Because he doesn't actually know where we're going, correct?
No,
No, he doesn't know where the Sun Sorrows is.
Niv, you know where to go. Let's go, and let's leave Groggle.
And
That's
as
my
we are
vote.
As we are walking out the door, I'm going to take another tiny gem, put it on put it on the thing in front of the bartender and say sorry about the mess.
Yes. Nice. I was totally waiting for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Back when those movies were good.
mhm.
All right.
not anymore. God
Wait,
damn it.
what's that from? I don't.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh, well, that's why I don't know.
Sorry about the mess.
Why do you not know this?
I'm not.
All right,
a
you guys. It's now.
He's
now.
a
quarter to
hipster
9.
who doesn't watch Star
Quarter
Wars.
to 9?
Or sorry, what did I? No, sorry, no. What did I say? Quarter to 6.
We're pushing 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We would be like at 4 or 5 o'clock when we were about.
Yeah. 5:30, quarter to 6 now.
Okay.
Well, I'm headed to the monument.
Okay. So Groggle takes off and he's heading out the door and just heads across the first bridge, taking you down and towards the Central City Monument.
Is there somewhere I can get a quick bath in? Apparently I stink.
You could throw yourself in the river if you want. I don't know.
You want to take a dump?
No, I'm heading towards the monument.
All right, so Groggle takes off, and the rest of you are sitting there. What do you want to do? Time is ticking.
Niv, wait a minute. Niv.
Matt, I'm assuming I do know where Tucson is.
You do know where Tucson lives, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know Danish, and Danish knows where Tucson lives. You made a delivery before.
Well, and I'm assuming I've probably done through intermediaries business with what is Mad Eye Burnsy, who he just killed.
More or less, yeah. I mean, you recognize the name for sure. Yeah.
So I am not happy.
No.
Right.
Understandably not.
All the more reason.
So yeah, I think we just head towards the Sun Sorrows.
Okay.
Let's go
Upper
visit
Gate.
Tucson.
All right, so you guys follow Niv. Niv knows exactly where he's going. He's been to this place before. You head through the square. You head up into Upper Gate Town, and you follow the road as it comes around the corner. You're getting quite close to the wall, actually, at this point. And right butting up against the wall, you see a sign sticking out over a decrepit old building, and there's a shoe on there. It looks like a shoe repair place. And the door is closed, and the curtains are pulled across the window. It doesn't appear to be open, but who knows? It could be open. It could not be. But you've come and arrived at the Sun's Sorrows.
Is there anything to indicate that this is not actually a shoe place?
Traego, you
Do I
actually
recognize anything?
because I'll tell you what. Give me an investigation check with advantage because you are a rogue and you're a thief.
Investigation 15, 18.
18. You notice carved into the side of the building, there's a marking that you recognize as a marking that's used by the Thieves Guild to let people know that this is a place where you're able to make purchases, to get services.
We're
Kept it
making
under
business.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. So you know that's not a symbol that you use if you're a cobbler. This is something else going on here.
Okay.
So wait, okay, let me make sure I understand. So Groggle is now he's off. He's going to the center of the city.
Yep, Groggle took off. He's heading to Center City. And
Depending
he'll be
what-
there. He'll be there in about 2 hours, probably.
I'm debating whether I should have followed him.
No, you can. Do you want to make that decision?
No, I'm gonna stick with these guys.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way you can get Sora back to us in time.
No, you're right.
Well, she can make that trip in about 20 minutes.
She's
I
fast, yeah.
I just I'm just gonna follow whom. So I'll stick with these guys.
So I'm basically gonna look at Niv and be like, so you've not been 100% truthful with us, have you?
Why would I? I've known you guys for like 4 days.
I forget. Sometimes it feels like months.
In my line of work, you don't exactly tell everyone you meet everything you know.
And smuggling is a lucrative line of work recently for you?
It can be.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything else because, my line of work isn't much better, so. But I guess we walk into the...
Okay. You come and you open the door.
Can we
it
actually do
swings
a
outward.
bathroom break real quick?
Sure.
We do a bathroom break real
Oh,
quick?
yeah.
I gotta pee.
Yep.
I gotta
bathroom
pee.
break. Yep. Quick bathroom break.
Ugh!
All right, guys. So let's jump back in here now. We just arrived at the outside of Tucson's place, the Sun Sorrows. What would you like to do?
By the way, before we forget, I'm still trailing behind with Sora. I'm still watching people watch us.
Yeah.
I think we might let Niv take the lead on this. He's got the connections here.
Yeah, has Tucson ever met me before, Matt?
You've made a delivery to him before, yeah.
Okay, so he knows who I am.
Long time ago. It's not certain he'll recognize.
So what would I, as a rogue, know like the proper procedure for kind of introducing ourselves? Not knowing that, like, I know that Niv is a smuggler and possibly his work, but I don't know their exact relationship. Do I know like how to approach this?
We can say this. You do know thieves can't, so you'd be able to speak to him in a way that you'd be able to drop some hints that you're kind of the same breed that he is.
Okay. So I suppose we just kind of walk in, and as long as Niv doesn't actually take the lead.
I'm going to walk in. I'm going to stay back, but I am going to keep my eyes laser focused on Niv.
Okay.
I want to know if he does anything out of the ordinary because, like he
Before-
said, we've only known him a few days.
Yep.
Since it's been so long since I've been here, before we go in, do I have time to use my disguise kit?
If you want to take a couple minutes.
Because what I want to do is, if I can, make myself just a little bit different. A little bushier eyebrows, maybe a bigger nose. Not completely different, but just a little bit.
We'll say this: as you get close to the Sun Sorrows, you kind of pull yourself to the side a little bit and take a couple minutes, and you get a bit of a disguise coming. And as Niv walks around and comes up to the door, you guys see that he looks a little bit different than he usually does. Still Niv, but he's not quite himself.
Can we make sure that we leave in time to get to the central city by midnight? We need to make sure that we have enough time to get there. We don't want to be late for this.
We didn't stop to get wine either, did we?
No, there weren't any really wine shops in Lower Uppergate Town.
So
maybe Matt, why don't you maybe set an alarm clock or give us a heads up, like,
all right,
I'll
let you know
now. Like, I want to have an internal clock.
Yeah,
that says,
we need to have
leave now so we can get to the meeting.
You guys got to be heading out probably about 9:30.
And I can
want to be there.
I'm gonna come barging in if we gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So is there right before we walk in, I'm going to turn to everyone else and ask, since we didn't stop to get wine, do we have anything passable as wine?
The Theondir Thunder?
Yeah.
Malt liquor, bitch. All right.
Okay. And you have all of that,
6
right?
bottles. I have
Okay.
6 bottles.
Okay. So with myself a little bit disguised, I'm gonna see. Is the door open? Are they open?
You go to reach the door, and the door is in fact open. It actually opens inward. I said outward, but it opens inward.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just open the door and walk in.
Okay. You open the door, and immediately there's a little bell above it. As you walk into this door, you look around, and there are just piles and piles of old shoes. There's a desk in the front, and there's more shoes on top of this desk. It's kind of dirty, dark, grungy, sort of grimy in this place. really disgusting place, as you would expect in Upper Gate Town. And after a couple minutes, you hear a voice from the back. Hold on a second! A couple seconds later, you see this little man, kind of halfling looking creature coming around. He's got incredibly unkept hair, tattered clothing, bloodshot eyes that dart around rapidly. And on the right side of his face, he has something of a tattoo above his eye. And kind of a sort of tribal tattoo. And then it goes down to his cheek. And he says, all right, what can I do for you?
And I'll just... Tucson, old friend, you don't recognize me? I know it's been a while, but I need a new pair of shoes.
I don't recognize you. Who are you?
Oh, it hasn't been that long. It's Niv.
Niv. And you see him pause for a second, and then his eyes kind of roll back in his head. And says, he sort of laughs to himself and says, Niv, it's been a few years. I haven't seen you in quite a few years here. It's nice to see you back. I really appreciated the last delivery you made, Niv.
Oh, it was my pleasure. You have another one coming. Keep an eye out.
Is it from...
It's a little late. I'm sorry, it's a little late, but you know how things can be at the gates.
Oh, I know. Is it from Danish, as usual?
It is.
Oh,
there's a little something extra in there I think you'll get a kick out of.
Indeed. Huh. Well, Niv. What can I do for you, Niv?
Speaking of something extra, my friend here, and I point back to Bholen, he's got something that a mutual acquaintance of ours will find quite nice. A great vintage.
I'll pull out one of the bottles and hand it to Niv.
Well,
And I'll pass it over.
What's this one here, hey? He picks it up and he swirls it around a little bit and looks at it. Nothing like I've seen before. What is this thing?
It's something special called Theondir Thunder.
Theondir Thunder, you say?
It's got
Wow.
a great kick.
I bet. What's it worth?
Enough. It's worth enough. If we can talk to Graywater. I say that real quiet.
Graywater.
Believe me, he's never had anything like this.
You said Graywater, eh? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where Graywater is. If you're willing to help me out a little bit.
Another fucking
Always.
side quest.
Always.
Side quest.
God damn it.
You see, I got these little packages here I need to deliver. I got a friend over in Central City named Morthakas. He runs a little, tapestry shop in Central City. And he would love to sell you some packages for a certain price. I'll sell you the packages for a certain price. And then, of course, you can you can give them over to Morthakas, and he'll give you 100% above the selling price. For example, so if you give me 100 gold, I'll give you some packages, and Morthakas will give you 200 gold upon delivery. But actually, it'll be a little bit more, perhaps. You know, I get my kick as well, but... Why do I do this, you might wonder? Well, plausible deniability. You see, if I can have someone else deliver my goods to Morthakas, then no need worrying about my name getting smeared across this town. So, the question is, how much do you want to buy from me? You buy some from me, and I tell you what, I'll tell you a little bit more about my buddy Graywater.
I think the better question is, do you want to be the one who prevented Graywater from having wine that no one in the city has ever had?
Is that what you say this stuff is right here? He says, swirling it around. It's not like any wine I've ever seen before. I'm sure Graywater probably wouldn't appreciate it.
Wouldn't appreciate it?
Never seen anything like this before.
Well, if that's what you think, we'll just take it back and we'll go then. Next time you see Graywater, you can tell him about how he didn't get a chance to have this wine. And I'll reach for it, hold my hand out for it.
All right. Hold on. I'm a sensible man. We can make a deal here. I'll tell you what. You buy some things of me. You help me out. Make a quick delivery. No problem. And I'll see to this wine gets to Graywater. I'll talk to Graywater for you. And at this point, Tucson, he turns to you, Traego. And he looks at you and he says, it's mighty fine to see one of your types with the group. Because I know you always take extra care of your friends. Especially when they take care of you. Give me a few seconds with Traego.
Okay, can I ask something, Matt?
Yeah, sure.
Are you speaking to him in halfling? Or will you be?
No, I won't be.
Okay.
And before you go into this, Matt, I'm not seeing anything. There's nobody has followed us. I haven't seen anything.
Oh, you're good.
All right.
Okay.
Traego,
I'm just gonna go browse some shoes.
Sure.
Well, hold on.
Traego, give me a perception check real quick.
Oh, damn it.
With advantage. With advantage.
I had a plan, but that kind of screwed my plan up. Perception 14.
14, okay. Yeah. Actually, good enough.
Is it? All right, good. I got to get that negative. My wisdom saving throws are a negative, so it sucks.
Traego, you pick up in his address to you when a particular form of thieves' cant that you recognize. Mm-hmm. You know that when he says you always take care of your friends means that he's propositioning you to do something special for him. Moreover, when he says especially when they take care of you, signals that he's willing to pay you handsomely for your help. You notice, as he's telling you this, his right foot, you see from behind the counter, he starts to draw out the number 200 on the floor. You also catch his right hand, ever so subtly, making a symbol sign, this, on the counter.
Bloods.
As he's talking to you. Yeah, bloods, right?
Yeah.
And he's pointing at you with his fingers. From your experience with other thieves, you immediately recognize this is what is called the false ceiling scam. Now, what he's doing here is he's offering the group 100% cut for the service, but in reality, his buyer is willing to pay 200%. And you, Traego, you broker the deal. You split the 100% among you and the others, and then you secretly pocket the other 100% and split it with Tucson. As such, instead of getting 25% like all the others if they'd split it, you get 75%. So more concretely, on a 100 gold piece investment, of which 100 gold pieces returned, your friends walk away with 25 gold piece profit. You pocket 75 gold pieces. Tucson will get 50 plus his markup and so on to you. So it's in your best interest to try to buy a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what you notice from your expertise with thieves' cant. We'll bring the rest of the guys back in.
Okay.
So you guys, you're talking to Tucson, and just like normal. You don't really, you're just talking to him like normal. And what do you want to do? He's propositioning you here.
I would, I might ask Niv and Traego, or maybe just Traego. My thought is maybe we take these packages, make the delivery, but we give him all the profit in exchange for a meeting with Graywater.
Are we doing this on the sly? Like,
Yeah.
Are we in the corner here talking?
So you guys take a step back and you're kind of having a little conversation. You say to Tucson, hey, we got to think about it. You have a little conversation.
We
I'd
don't-
say if we can guarantee, I don't know if we can guarantee a meeting with Graywater soon enough. If we can do that, yes, I'd be fine with that because we need to find him.
We're heading in that direction anyway.
Yeah.
We take the packages. We tell Tucson, set up a meeting for Graywater for tomorrow, and you keep all the profits from this delivery.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Niv and ask him. You worked with him in the past.
Well, I wasn't part of this conversation. It was just me
aren't
and
you?
Bholen, wasn't it?
Just me and Bholen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still shopping for shoes.
Do you think
Okay,
Niv would go for that?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's probably our best bet. So I'm gonna turn to him and
And
so
the bottle of
Yeah.
Theondir Thunder.
yeah, I'll hand it over. I'll give him the bottle of Theondir Thunder. Send this to our mutual friend, and in lieu of payment, we will take a meeting at his very earliest convenience.
So, who are you saying this to me or to Tucson?
Can we take a minute, just me and Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you guys take your headsets off for a second? Just like 2 seconds. Here. I want to give him the thieves' cant that the deal is on, but I still expect payment.
So
their payment will be us meeting Graywater, but mine is gonna be I'm still getting paid.
So are you actually saying that you're gonna do the talking and that you're gonna get all the money, and you're not gonna give the money to Tucson?
I want to tell them that like they're fine. Their payment will be our meeting with Graywater. My payment will still be my cut.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. And Tucson is also. I mean, he can see that you're a bit cautious. He's wondering if you have the funds. So he's going to ask a question about if you need a forward, if you need a loan, something like that. So let's bring the other guys back. But let's do that. Yep. All right. Yeah. See you. Oops.
There's an echo again.
Better?
No.
How about now?
It's when everybody turns theirs off, it seems. I'm just going to turn my back on and off again.
Okay.
I'm not hearing anything.
All right.
Okay. Is there echo from me?
Good. Yeah. We're good.
We're good.
All right. So Tucson says he looks at you guys and he says, "All right, I can tell that you're eager to make this deal, and I can also tell you might not have a lot of money. I'd be willing to make you a little bit of a forward, but that'll mean that I have to get a bit more cut from your portion of the deal here." Well, what were you saying? You're gonna give me all the proceeds?
That's correct. How much are you looking for?
I'd be willing to do 2,000 gold worth.
2,000 gold worth.
You got that kind of cash on you?
2,000 gold? What the hell? I thought it was just like $200.
Like, and like, just out of character, like, how much is 2,000 gold? Like a shit ton?
Actually, not that much. Not that much. A peridot dust, you won't get a whole lot out of that. That's enough to put in a
But
pouch,
like for a normal person, like would 2,000 gold buy you in? Like I keep like, would it buy you an inn, a house?
Yeah, 1,000. We could have bought that inn for 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, it'll
I thought
get
that was
you
10,000.
quite a bit.
Was it
That was
10,000?
10,000. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was like 10,000.
Okay, so you might be able to buy like a shitty trailer with 2,000.
Sure.
So we're looking at like maybe 50
You
grand.
You could probably get like
redundant?
you could
Shitty
probably get
trail?
4 or 5 good horses with that money easily.
Okay. He wants to do 2,000.
But I mean, we can do whatever you got.
And
I mean,
we can
do whatever
supposedly
you got.
sell it for 4,000. Is that? Am I understanding the deal
That's
correctly?
right. He'll give you back the money plus 100% profit. But 100% profit goes to me if I understand this right.
Let's say, let's start small. Let's build our relationship a little.
All right, what do you got? Let's take care of this. I don't have all day here. Let's go. What do you got here?
We're gonna go small.
What kind of deal do you want to make?
We have a decent collection of precious gems that we could help you out with. And in return, you give us the materials, and we'll make a deal with you.
All right, what do you got here?
I'll pull out about 300 gold of the precious gems, so I'll have like 50 gold left back.
300, eh?
Oh, all right. I want beer.
All right, let's start with that then. He goes around to the back, comes back around, and you see him carrying a tray. And on the tray, you recognize these small vials filled with green dust that sparkles as you move it around, as you shake it. And he begins to pack them into pouches. And he passes over a total of 10 pouches to you. He says, here you go. 10 pouches. 300 gold pieces worth. Peridot dust. Take this to Morthicus. He takes the money that you set on the table, puts it into his pocket. Mm-hmm. But I do expect the profits to come to me.
Of course.
Oh, it was 10 vials, you said? How many vials?
10 vials, yeah.
And I'm going to slide those 10 vials over to... Who? Eric, are you eating?
No, Paul is.
Was that Paul?
Sorry.
It's really loud.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm gonna slide it over to Bholen, like for him to like kind of take.
All 10 of the vials?
Well, they're like in a package, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in these
Okay.
they're in these little sacks.
So you're the only other person here that apparently I trust. So I'm gonna slide them over to Bholen, and I'll nod my head at. The hell?
So
What happened?
Tim just died.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
How did Traego earn
What
his
happened?
trust
I put the paper
myself?
over.
Wow.
How did Traego earn his trust over myself?
Thieves like thieves, I guess.
And so then I'm gonna bow out and just kind of take my leave.
All right. You step out of the sun's sorrows, and Tucson says, I'll be expecting you back in the next couple of days. Make sure you bring along that 300 gold profit.
So, Matt, I still haven't seen anything. Sora and I haven't seen anything go in or like around the...
No, you guys are not being followed as far as you can see. It's pretty calm over here. It's just a bunch of random strange people walking around. That's how it is in Upper Gate Town. And you're now pushing into a critical time if you want to leave. You probably got about a half an hour of wiggle room here at this point.
I'm gonna approach the group here and say, "Look, good guys, we gotta go. We gotta head out."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's time for us to start making our way.
I need time to like set up, like check out the space and like make sure that you're covered.
To kind of scout it out. Yep. Agreed. Let's
And,
make our way. And I'm gonna look at Bholen and be like, just make sure you keep that safe.
On our way out, I will look at Tucson and just say, "Thanks for the help. I'll remember it." And just deadpan straight at him. I'll remember it, and then leave.
And I'll ask,
We'll see you again, Niv.
on the way over. I'll say, "Bholen, fill me in. I need to know what's going on."
Okay, I'll tell him everything. Did he keep the bottle of Theondir Thunder?
I'll take off my
did.
stuff.
Okay.
I'll take off my eyebrows and nose and all that stuff.
Yep. So you clean yourself.
Ah, what the hell's going on? Your face is coming off.
You look terrible without your makeup, Dan.
We need to stop by an Ulta on our way to Santa Fe.
And a Jiffy Lube, apparently.
All right, let's go.
So you guys start
make our
making your way across the bridge. These beautiful stone bridges running across the Dalandar River. You come over into the central city, and given the instructions that you receive from Tucson, you know approximately how to get to the Royal Threads Tapestry shop, where Morthicus is working.
Hold on here.
Are you stopping there first?
Stuff, or are we gonna go to the?
No, we should not do that first.
We want to go to the monument or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna head to the monument, because you guys only have about half an hour of wiggle room here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
Where's
you guys are making your way into the central city, and it's about a 2-hour walk, and you're now pushing about 11:30 at night, and you make your way into the central square, and there are just a ton of people walking around. You can see there's just so much excitement going on. People celebrating.
It's really late at night too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a ton of people out. Both people celebrating the new harvest and people starting the celebrations of the tri-decade celebration early. And you walk into this massive square, and there in front of you is an enormous monument. It's a single white stone that juts high into the sky, and carved into it is an elongated dragon or serpent of sorts. It's twisted, it's wrapped around on itself, and the body of the dragon is covered with an ancient script that extends from the head to the tail. And it's just a majestic sight. And there are people running around, sitting next to the monument. There's people pouring in and out of bars and pubs and taverns. Somewhere in this mess is probably Groggle.
Am I able to read the script? Is it Draconian?
As you get closer, you notice, Caroline, that it is, in fact, a Draconian script. And you do understand it.
Can I read it and share it with everybody else?
You can. Do you want to share it with everyone else?
I do.
Okay. Carved into the serpent's body, as you follow it from the head to the tail, is a poem of 4 stanzas comprised of 3 verses each. And your rough translation, which you give to your compatriots, is something like this. It says, "With the breath of Bahamut, a kingdom is born, whose radiant light will never fade. And though death lies at root of an age long forlorn, the spectrum still hides in the shade. The deep love of brother transformed into hate, where rivers of blood speak of strife. But the hope of the mother, the seal of our fate, in destruction, the seeds of new life."
Does it mean anything in particular to me at all? Do I feel like it relates to what I know, my history at all?
Give me another religion check.
Can you tell us that again?
Sure. We'll let Caroline make a religion check here real quick.
I'm getting old. I can't see things. Oh crap! I got a 12.
12. Once again, the connection to Bahamut is clear. The connection to light is clear. You are reminded of the histories that you know generally from Teravan. The histories of the stories of the fight between Silas and his brother. You know that story, the Civil War of 7 generations. So you know it has something to do with that. The last stanza, however, is hard for you to understand. But I can read it for you again.
Please.
The poem says this. "With the breath of Bahamut, a kingdom is born, whose radiant light will never fade. And though death lies at root of an age long forlorn, the spectrum still hides in the shade. The deep love of brother transformed into hate, where rivers of blood speak of strife. But the hope of the mother, the in destruction."
No, you're
Lost
freezing.
ya.
No!
Oh no.
And
You
we'll
there,
see
Matt?
you
Here we
next
go.
week. Okay, we're
Okay.
back.
Read the last stanza.
Yeah.
The last stanza that you
The
brought
last
up.
stanza is, "But the hope of the mother, the seal of our fate, in destruction, the seeds of new life."
Guys,
So
I
basically,
kinda
it speaks,
And this
speaks
is
of some
on-
sort of destruction that
rebirth.
created new life. Yep.
And this is on a permanent monument inside the city?
This is on the permanent monument in the central square of Central City.
We know the history of Theondir, and
This is basically saying the rebellion needs to destroy the city to start a new kingdom, right?
basically,
You guys do know the history of the battle between these different.
So we would understand.
factions.
We would understand the history of what this poem is saying.
Oh, so this is referring to historical events.
You have a general understanding of the history. I mean, do you guys want a quick run through of the history that you would know?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that'd be kind of nice if you have that.
Yeah,
I do. So give me a couple minutes here, and I'll walk you through the history that you guys would know as residents of the Teravan continent. This is generally stuff that you know. This was stuff that was told, that was inscribed in the archway when you came to Theondir Keep. This is what the bard was singing about. I mean, it's a quite common language in these two cities. But basically, the idea is this, that there was a founding family of the Teravan kingdom that built the city Nova Oranos, and they were given divine power from Bahamut, the dragon god of good, to build this kingdom. And the father was Theldon the Just, the mother was Haeleth the Wise. And these two had, in fact, two sons. The elder son was Silas, the younger son was Aldian. And what happened, however, was when these two parents of the founders of this kingdom, they were mysteriously murdered, and their power was transformed into what was called the Orb of Sincaris. And in the power vacuum between what was left after this happened, the young son Eldian and the elder son Silas ended up in a civil war where they fought back and forth, and Silas ended up fleeing to the island of Felindir and founding the city of Theondir. He absconded with the orb, which was the foundation for the city, for the green protection of the city. And Eldian stayed back in Nova Oranos, and he fortified the city, and he built the kingdom there. And as these two passed away and passed on the rule to their sons, there were 7 generations of conflict and war. And now the 7 generations have led to King Felwyn, who was a descendant of Eldian, and who was remaining in the kingdom in Nova Oranos. And Tyrius is a descendant of Silas, and he has not become a king, but he's become a governor of Theondir because he doesn't trust power. Silas never trusted power. Eldian, however, loved power. And now you have these two cities, Nova Oranos on the continent of Teravan, and you have Theondir on the island of Felindir, warring back and forth. And this is where we now find ourselves, in the midst of civil war between these two great powers. What you don't understand, however, is the last stanza. It doesn't make any sense to you. It's something you've never heard before. It's something that doesn't exist in the histories. It's something new. I'll read it one more time. But the hope of the mother, the seal of our fate, in destruction, the seeds of new life.
So Theondir and Nova Oranos are currently at war?
Yeah, there's a civil war.
And they've been at war for generations.
7 generations.
Okay.
We got to destroy the orb, guys. That's what we got to do.
Well, I think, Matt, if I'm understanding this correctly, the Graywater and the rebellion is part of that civil war.
It's hard to understand what the Knot is trying to do. The Knot doesn't seem. The Knot, we can say, I'll tell you this. I mean, from what you've been able to pick up from your time here in Theondir, the Knot definitely does not support Felwind. But neither is the Knot quick to give its loyalties to Tyrius. There's an opposition in both places. They're fighting against both of these.
So they're proponents of kind of wiping away the current system on both sides and some sort of rebirth into a new system of government or rule.
I think that's fair to say that. Yeah, I think that's fair to say they're not in principle opposed to the rule of Theondir, but they certainly don't support the current ruler.
Right.
Okay.
So we got that. we are approaching. We're at 11:30 about ish, and there's still a pretty decent crowd around the central city monument.
Yeah.
We need to scout out a little bit, so I'm gonna kind of look at Paul here and say, let's figure out how big is this, like, the city square here? Like, is
it's
it huge?
massive? Yeah, it's a huge square. So it's we're talking the size of Theondir Keep almost. It's massive.
Ooh.
So just to double check, the letter just said we had to meet someone here at the monument.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do I recognize the black hooded figure that I saw leaving the bar?
Give me all a perception check, all of you.
All of us.
Groggle, you as well.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Motherfucker, my perception sucks balls every time.
10.
You don't want to know.
I got a 17.
0.
0.
0. Nice.
Bholen, Niv,
Groggle's just standing there.
Bholen, Traego, Groggle, Caroline, you don't notice anything. Niv, you look around and immediately you see Groggle sitting down at the foot of the monument in the distance. And that's what you notice. At the same time, however, I mean, there are tons of people walking around Niv. But you see on the other side of the square, you see a woman with a rickety old cart coming to you across the square, and she's actually making a V-line to you guys, not to Groggle, but to you guys, making a V-line direct to you guys, walking up to you with her cart, just kind of hobbling along, getting closer and closer to you.
Okay, I'll just kind of elbow Bholen and point towards Groggle, with a little nod, and then I'll also say, "This lady's coming too."
And the cart.
Sounds like someone else I gotta kill.
So do I notice this?
Yep. At this point now, all of you see her coming up,
Okay.
and she's kind of laughing to herself and giggling to herself and singing to herself. And she comes up to you and stops right in front of you and sees you all.
How far away is Groggle from us?
And me.
How close did you guys get to the monument? That's a good question. You're pretty close.
I gotta get to read it. I'm
Yeah, close enough to
just close enough to read it.
We'll say Groggle's about 50 feet away.
Okay. And Caroline's with it? Like, is it the four of us? And then Groggle's kind of...
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna... No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to tell Groggle what's going down yet.
No.
I don't want to...
I'll talk to the woman, though, and... Hello, milady. Is there something we can help you with?
Milady, as you tip your fedora.
Well, would you like to buy some fruit from an old woman? Only the best fruit. As they say, the quality of the fruit reveals the quality of the vine.
You gotta talk to her.
I would love to purchase your finest bushel of fruit.
I'll tell you a couple copper pieces and you can have
Let's see your fruit, baby. Show us that fruit.
No, I'll elbow Niv and say, "You're another gem."
I don't have any gems.
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
the one that has the gems.
Traego.
I'm running out of
has
gems
the
real
gems?
fucking quick here.
Yeah.
Is you pass her a gem, Traego? Her eyes get wide and she says,
Oh, this was the best I've ever had. What a payment.
and she reaches down into her cart and she takes your hand, Bholen, and grabs your hand and she reaches out with her fruit and she suddenly slops down this unbelievably rotten fruit that's got flies and fruit flies coming out of it. You can't even tell if it's a pear or if it's an apple. I mean, it's so disgusting. Just slops into your hand. And she says,
If you're interested, my friend, there's more where that came from. Follow me. Only the best fruit from the best vine, the true vine.
And I'll say, I'm game because you know what they say, in the meeting of three, light is made free.
Indeed. And she starts walking away with her cart, kind of hobbling. You can't even like walk at a normal pace. You have to take a stop and then wait and take another step and then wait because she hobbles so slowly with this cart of just stinking, rotting fruit. I mean, it's giving off this just terrible smell.
But while they're I'm going to hold back. I'm going to send Sora off away from me. You know, I'm going to say, look, pay attention to that smell. We're going to follow them. I'm going to be back in a block.
And she leads you guys through the square and brings you around to a side street and up to a store. And in the front of the store, you see a sign, a wooden sign hanging above the door. The metal hook holding the sign is in the shape of vines with grapes dangling in bunches from them. And inscribed in the wooden sign in beautiful golden letters is the name In Vino Veritas.
IVV.
The woman walks past the front entrance with her cart, and she leads you now to a side door at the side of the building that's locked. And above the handle is a large keyhole at the end of a vine. And she fumbles around on her hip for a second. Just a second. And she pulls out a large ring of keys. And Niv, you immediately recognize the ring of keys, similar to the one that you pulled off the body of the horseman in Mittendorf. She's fumbling around with the keys for a second.
I don't remember that myself.
It's almost a year ago.
And she finally grabs one of the larger keys and she places it in the hole and turns it. You hear a click and a creak as the door swings open. And she turns to you with a small grin. She says, "Only true fruit leads to the true vine." With that, she gestures for you to enter.
Okay, how far away from Groggle are we now?
You've walked through the square. You've walked a couple blocks into.
Okay, so we're like 300-400 feet now?
Yeah, you're a good ways away.
Shit, I can't message him anymore.
Can I see him? Can I see him?
You'd have to walk back out more towards the square to be able to see him.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna stay where I am.
Alright, and you're kind of past him a little bit?
No, I'm inside him. I'm like.
Or no, it's like.
That's weird.
Shit. So you're not like you're behind us a little bit. You're like.
Yeah, I can see the door where you guys just walked in. I just saw where you walked in.
Before I walk in, I want to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Just on the door and on the outside of the establishment, see if there's any magical presence that we're not seeing.
Absolutely. You immediately detect conjuration, essence of magic. There's some magical essence that is certainly around the door, but stronger down the stairway leading into this darkness.
And is there anything I see as far as like anything that would indicate like roguish? There's no like more like signs that I see.
Give me another perception check.
Man, fuck.
What happened to Groggle?
I don't know. Probably. Eric, are you there?
Oh, he's still there.
Yeah. You don't want to know what I'm doing.
Okay then.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So one quick question for you guys. How much longer do you want to go tonight? How much time do you have?
I'm good to keep going.
How much time do you have?
I can go
Yeah,
until whenever. I think it's up
Okay.
to you, Matt. Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah, it's up to you, Matt.
there's a good stopping place soon, or there's one in a little bit. I think we should push just a little bit more though, because this is getting interesting.
It
Yeah,
is.
let's go.
Matt,
Okay.
it's totally up to you though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
4 o'clock here, so
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
All right.
let me ask the woman, the old woman. I noticed there's something not so on the up and up ahead. What's going to happen when we cross this threshold? And maybe I'd ask her to walk through first.
I'm given instructions not to enter, my friend. I don't enter. But trust me, There's only the best of wine on the other side.
Okay. I'll walk through.
As
Bholen steps in.
As
Yep.
I walk through, I turn to where Caradon is, and I point at him and I message. Because he can see us, right? Like, you have us in kind of your sight still.
I watched you guys go into the door.
Yeah.
I kind of want to hang back a little bit to see if someone follows you. Is what I want to do.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna kind of, very slyly like look back, kind of stretch and point at it like. It's I don't like just be watchful. Like, obviously, because I just want to give them kind of a warning that we know that something's not right here.
Are you able
to go in?
Are you able to message me if something goes down that I can?
I can. It's 120 feet. So are we within 120 feet?
At this point of Caroline, yeah.
Me and Caroline,
Yeah.
and I can go through if I know you and I know kind of where you are. I can point through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it's beyond the barrier. 1 foot of stone, an inch of common metal, or a thin sheet of so. I kind of know where you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to once I'm inside.
So it's
that'll be
radiation.
tough when you're inside.
But we're not connected constantly, right? It's like he has to initiate the contact.
I have to initiate, and you can say something back to me. You have a little bit, like a couple seconds to say like.
So if someone goes in, I got to follow him in. I can't tell you. Okay.
Yeah.
So
tell me now, what's the order? Bholen goes in first. Traego follows after him. Niv, are you heading in as well?
I want to tell
Traego. I'll be between Bholen and Traego.
Okay.
I want to tell Traego. I'm going to whisper to him, and I'm going to tell him Graywater's inside. Whether or not we want Groggle to know, I'll leave up to you. But in vino veritas, in wine lies the truth. Graywater's inside, and I'm going to walk through.
So these guys speak Latin, huh? And then I will follow behind. Remember, Tim, you have the powder.
Guys,
man,
you don't want to get into a fight without me.
We don't really have a way to contact you now, though.
Am I gonna?
I'm going to get into a fight with you.
How?
Yeah.
Where's Groggle right now?
Groggle's still in the center square, sitting by the monument.
He's just kind of picking his nose.
Yep. The woman. Does the woman see you, Caroline? Are you keeping your distance from her?
I got my distance from her.
Okay.
Wait,
so as Niv
she had to see me because I was at the monument translating.
That's true. Yep. But did you follow with her though?
No, I hung back.
Okay. She still sees you though. Is that correct? She knows you're there.
She knows of me and she knows that I exist. Yes. I don't know if she knows where I am.
But she can't see you right now.
Nope. She's inside. No.
No, she's right outside the door, but she doesn't see you.
Then I'm around. I'm holding behind a corner. It's me and Sora together.
So as the three of you step over the threshold of the door, she says, "I hope you understand, but I must close the door. Security reasons."
Now or never, boys.
You gotta.
She starts to shut the door behind you.
Traego, you gotta tell me. If you need what are you feeling, man? You gotta tell me.
I'm gonna let her close the door. I'm gonna let her close the door.
I got nothing.
She shuts the door, and you hear her now locking the door from the outside. And now the three of you.
She's still outside?
She's outside the door, yeah.
Okay, good to know.
And as you guys push the doorway, the three of you, you enter into a dark stone stairwell that leads
hold on.
into the basement. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not 100% walking yet. I'm standing here for a few minutes.
Yeah, so there's you walked out into a platform, and there's a dark set of stairs heading down into what looks to be the basement of the In Vino Veritas.
All right, I'm not walking down yet. I'm kind of holding. I want to hold these guys back for a minute.
Yep.
And I'll give it a good 90 seconds. I'll give it 90 seconds, and then I'm gonna go back to the door and see if there's anything I can do to pick the lock. Yeah,
Go
right.
ahead. You can try to pick the lock if you'd like. You hear the rustle of keys, and you hear the cart as a woman walks away, heading back to the square.
All right.
Something tells
go
me you're
ahead
going to need a nat 20 for this.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity check with advantage because you have.
Wasn't it like thieves' tools?
Yeah, you have a proficiency in thieves' tools, so that means you get advantage on your dexterity check.
Okay. Like, oh, I can't get my. Can you see that?
No.
See the purple dice. It
This
doesn't-
one, the purple
Wait.
dice. Can you see
It's
that?
Blur,
It's
blurry.
You just see that it's purple.
Like,
Is it a 1? 20.
It was a 14 and a 20.
Nice. So
I'm
you
not lying about it.
stick your tools in, and it's a
Yes,
pretty
it
easy
does.
lock. You snap the door open, and it opens about an inch, and it lets a little bit of the moonlight in. So the door is now open. You guys have an open door.
I'm gonna listen for about 10-15 seconds, see if I hear the lady walking away, or is she.
You hear her walking back towards the center square.
Okay.
So wait,
So,
so wait, do I see the door kind of open slightly?
Yeah, we'll say you've been watching the door. You walked the woman. You saw the woman walk away, and you see it pop open just a little bit.
Wait, so I'm gonna go up to the woman and like
I was gonna
Hold
stick
on
my
to it.
hand out and just kind of wave.
I'm gonna hold on to her, man, because I don't trust this shit.
You grab the woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on and say, what? Just you and I together right here. I need to know what's going on. So I'm up against the wall, but I'm not inside the door.
In the wall. And wine is the truth, says the woman.
Okay, you just keep talking. That's fine. We're just gonna hang here for together for a little while.
Would you like some more fruit?
Mm-mm. Chill, bitch.
She reaches back
Chill,
and
bitch.
reaches, pulls out some fruit and tries to drop it in your hand.
That's fine. We're just gonna hang out together for a little while. Meet my wolf.
And she doesn't seem to be actually too disturbed by you.
I don't doubt her. I don't doubt that. Okay, go.
So am I able to message through the door? Is it like solid metal?
You can kind of peek out a little bit and message, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna message like the door's open.
To Caroline.
Yeah, to Caroline. Door is
Yeah.
open. Follow at your own discretion.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna say to him. You tell
And
me.
I'm gonna say Graywater.
All right. Just safe word is pineapple.
Pineapple. Okay.
That's
All right,
really
yeah.
weird. If your safe
then
word is pineapple.
At that point, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna start walking down
Yeah.
into the whatever.
So, as you come down the stairs, you get to the floor level. The stairway turns and opens up into a large stone cavern. And there's some sconces, torches there inside, so you have a little bit of light. And on the far wall, you see there are stacks and stacks of massive wine casks, each of them marked with IVV burned onto their tops. And they're piled up one on top of the other, all the way up to the stone ceiling. And there's a few other casks randomly strewn around the room with various bottling supplies, some corks, some bungs, and branding irons. And on the other side, you see a spiral staircase leading up to what looks to be the store, but it's covered by a series of thick wooden planks that appear to be the trap opening in the floor from above. And you have this beautiful cavern full of wine casks. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna tell Traego, check for traps.
Yeah, I wanna. First off, is there anybody in the cavern with us that we notice?
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Fuck
All of us?
19.
Yeah, all three of you if you want.
I got 19.
Why don't you all three?
13.
13,
18.
18.
18.
Traego, Niv, you don't notice anybody. Traego, you don't either notice anybody, but you see some strange carvings on the floor in front of you, and on the walls, both on your left side and on the wall on your right. It looks like vines of some sort that end in 3 different orbs. There's one on the floor, there's one on the left wall, there's one on the right wall. And these vines are sort of gnarled and twisting their way onto the floor from the wall. They converge in a circular design in the center of the floor. It looks like a Celtic sort of knot with 3 vines converging together. It reminds you a lot of the daggers that you've experienced.
Okay. And okay, so there's 3 orbs, and they all like are the orbs like kind of like spread out, and then the vines come into the center of the.
So there's an
Is
orb.
that what it is?
There's an orb in the wall, out of which comes a vine down the wall into the floor. There's an orb on the other side of the wall that comes down out of a vine comes down. They meet. The 2 vines meet in the center of the floor in a 3rd orb.
Okay. And are the do they look like they're empty, or are there like orbs in there? Like I'm thinking like video game. Like, is this a puzzle we have to fucking solve? Like put orbs in all 3 of them, or
the orbs look like they're carved into the wall actually.
Okay, so all right. And then yes,
they're not glowing or anything.
They're not glowing. No, they're not glowing.
I'm
not
definitely
at this point,
gonna be. I'm gonna kind of point to the orbs to them, and like, all right, give me a minute here. And I do definitely want to check, like, make sure there's nothing untoward, like there's no traps or anything in this cavern.
This is not toward.
What? What do I do for? I don't even know how to make like a trap. Do I search or what? What do I do?
Can you do an investigation? Another investigation?
Okay. Yeah.
Is my ring glowing at all?
Oddly enough, your ring is glowing slightly. Yeah.
Slightly. Okay, I got a 21 investigation.
Okay, you don't notice any traps connected with this.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be no, there's no traps around here.
Alright, I'm going. So, is it just a huge cavern just opened up and there's nothing else in there?
There's
Or
just
are there
tons of
other-
wine casks, floor to ceiling of wine casks, all across.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna look back at those 2, like, alright, give me a little bit, follow, and if anything looks tasty, just take it off the wall. And I'm gonna wink at them. And then I'm gonna kind of slowly move, like, just kind of down the center or whatever, like where we are. I'm gonna kind of slowly move.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I'm at.
Okay. Eventually, you come up to the wall that's lined with wine casks. It doesn't seem like you can come any further than that.
If I move closer to one orb, does the ring glow stronger or lesser?
As you move to the center orb, the ring does glow slightly brighter.
What about my
Symbol
holy
of the
symbol?
fountain?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to have an effect on the orbs.
Do any of my holy symbols?
No, they do not.
You have holy symbols?
I have a bunch of
Yeah.
them.
So, basically, we just kind of walked around this,
Mm-hmm.
and there was nothing down where we're at that I could tell.
It looks like a normal wine cellar, except for these strange orbs and carvings.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna go to the closest one. I guess the one that is like the center one. that the other
Maybe
two go
I'm
to.
gonna tell Traego. Maybe we should get Carolon down here. Carolon had
Alright,
he had a symbol too.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Might be
Matt,
beneficial to have
yeah.
him down here.
just real quick, do I notice anything weird?
Like you kind of got fucked on this day today.
Give me a perception check.
Where is he, by the way? Is he still the center?
10.
Nope, not yet.
Nope.
Not yet.
All right,
With
carry on.
with a 20, you might have noticed an old woman being held by a dragonborn. Carry
Yeah.
on.
So that's a good point, Bholen. So I kind of look at Niv and be like, go get him. Go get Caroline.
Because what, just for my own, we were supposed to come to Central City. What did the note say?
The note
just
coming
to
to Central
meet
City?
at midnight. Central
Only
City Monument
only
at
the true
midnight.
vine bears fruit, and only true fruit leads to.
Okay, so it was the vine stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's the vine stuff. So
Was it midnight when we got there? About it was about almost
Yeah,
at least
it was like
almost.
I think it was like
11:30.
11:30, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're probably pushing past a little bit past midnight.
Yeah, you're a little bit over midnight at this point.
I'm gonna take the ring and slam it down on the orb.
Okay.
Yeah. So seeing that his ring is a little bit funky going on down here, I'm gonna head back up the stairs and just peek my head out, see if I can see Caroline.
Okay.
I'm still there holding a woman.
So first of all, you slam the ring down, and the ring, as soon as it hits the orb, it gets much brighter green. But as you slam it down, you feel that the orb kind of clicks inward, and then you release your hand and it clicks back.
Ooh.
All right.
I'll tell Traego that. Some tomfoolery is going on here.
And Niv, sorry, what did you say, Niv?
When Bholen tells me to go get Caroline because of his ring is reacting, and Caroline had the reaction, so I'll head back up the stairs and stick my head out, see if I see what he's doing, because I knew he was hanging back.
You'd have to actually leave and walk around the building to get a good glimpse of him.
Ooh.
Oh, he's not just out the door?
I'm just out the door. I'm holding a woman.
Oh, you're holding her
Yeah.
outside the door. Okay, I thought you
Yeah.
grabbed her when she was back in the square.
Yep.
Okay, no, he's just there holding the woman then.
Okay. So yeah, I'll stick my head out, and when I see him, I can't actually do it, but the whistle
Yeah.
thing, get his attention.
Yeah.
All right. So I look. What do you want me to do? You want me to follow you?
Yeah, I'm just like,
All right.
get the fuck in here.
Sticks his hand out. He's going like this. Come on.
Sora and I are going in. We'll follow.
Okay. You let go of the woman, and she just kind of laughs it off and continues walking into the square.
Eric, you might
With
have
the
to just
cart.
go to bed, dude.
Throw a nasty ass fruit at her. All right, I go inside. I follow Niv down.
Yep, you follow down, and here you see Bholen on his knees with his ring next to this orb.
Matt, what? Another thing. Sorry.
Hmm?
What time is it? Is it midnight? Aren't we supposed
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
Aren't I supposed to meet someone out there?
Mhm.
Okay, just saying.
Yep.
You just start getting angry.
We've been played this whole time.
You hear this cart groggle making its way over to you. We'll get back to that in a second. Jump back over to Bholen.
Okay, so I'll tell Caroline everything that's happening. If I move closer to one orb or another one, does my holy symbol start to light up?
No, your holy symbol doesn't react.
Okay.
What about my my medallion?
No, the medallion doesn't react either.
So if I put the ring on the orb and just press it and hold it there, so I hear it click, do I notice anything in the room that happens as I hold it down and that click?
No, nothing happens. No, it clicks in and it clicks back out again.
Okay. First
So
off,
he's pressing the ring like into the wall, or where
Into
is
the
it
orb.
on the ring?
The orb on the floor, yeah.
Matt. First
Okay,
off,
so there's two orbs on the wall and one on the
Yep.
floor.
There's one on the left, there's one on the right, and there's one on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. Are we below like a shop? Did you say? Like there's something above us?
Yeah, you're underneath the In Vino Veritas wine shop.
Okay. And do we is there anything coming up? Do we hear anything from upstairs? Or is
No,
it pretty much
it's closed down. There's nothing going on upstairs.
Can I push the orb just with my hand and not use the ring at all? Does it click if I just push
Yep,
it?
you can, and it clicks as well without the
Okay,
ring.
so we don't need
Okay.
the ring.
We push him.
All right.
So all let's push the ring, push the orbs,
need to-
each orb.
Yeah. It's I guess I'll go to the one on the left.
Yeah, I'll go to the one on the right.
Okay, so Traego, you go to the one on the left, and what are you going to do with the orb?
I'm gonna put my hand on it and I'm gonna look at Niv and Bholen. I'm gonna count on 3. 1,
What?
2.
Bholen, put the ring back in your pocket.
Yeah, I'll put the ring in my pocket since we don't need it yet.
Okay. All right. You guys ready? Bholen, Niv?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna push on 3.
And as you guys push, the orbs in the walls click in place. And you see the orb on the left side begins a red glow begins to come out of that orb. And the orb on the right side, a blue glow begins to come out of that. And the two orbs begin to shoot light towards the third one where Bholen is pushing, and they converge on that one, and immediately when they converge there's a brilliant green light that comes out of the center orb, and you guys feel this rumble as suddenly the casts against the wall, a triangle of casts, probably 3-4 high, begin to push inward, opening a cavern behind the one that you are in. And it's probably good enough for me to actually show you how that looks. Let's go ahead and show you this.
Sweet.
Oh shit, son.
Okay, then.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick pee break, and then we're gonna go to Groggle, and then we'll come back to you guys, all right?
Let's
Perfect.
dance.
Sounds
Good
good.
idea.
All right, let's jump back into this, you guys. You just successfully figured out the entrance key to get into this, and you see these casks of wine slide forward, rumble forward, and you see that a new cavern has opened up. And I actually forgot one important piece of the cavern, so let me finish this off here. There you go.
Ooh.
You got a little fireplace. All right, so let's run back to Groggle. Groggle, you're sitting around this monument, and you hear this rickety cart as you see this old woman walking directly up to you, and she comes up to you and says, "Would you like to buy some fruit?"
Killer.
Only the best, as they say. The quality of the fruit reveals the quality of the vine.
I kind of wave her off.
Are you sure you want to do that?
What kind of fruit?
Tuna.
We'll say for the sake of brevity, you guys have a good conversation, and she tells you that she's already met your compatriots, and she wants to take you.
Oh, with that, that gets my attention.
Before you kill her.
I was thinking about it.
So she leads you through the square and brings you to this door, and she goes to unlock the door, and she sees that the door is already open. So she opens the door and lets you walk into this room. Question is, what do you want to do? You know your compatriots have already gone. Are you going to follow them? You going to kill her?
No, she hadn't done anything to me. I only kill people that do things to me.
Okay.
I go in.
Okay,
Like
so
talk to you.
you enter the door, and as you enter the door and start walking down the dark stairs, you hear the door shut behind you, and you hear it lock. We'll jump back to the other three. They have a bit of a head start on you guys. So you guys, five. Sorry, yeah, the five of you. You walk into, you see these casts move, and a new room is revealed. What do you want to do?
So are we on the left hand? Are we at the stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in by the stairs. You want me to put you guys up there?
Yeah. So I'm gonna look at Bholen and be like, okay, I know we have a dislike.
Well, is this the room that's down through the exposed casks, or is that what's kind of in the middle of the screen there?
So the cast moved this direction.
Okay. All right. So the room that we're in right now is the room that we were doing the little. Yeah. So when I see the cast move, I'm gonna kind of whisper Bholen, I know you dislike him, but now might be the time to have a good fighter with us.
And I'll say, the more I think about it, that old woman said the quality of the fruit reveals the quality of the wine. And that fruit was super shitty. So we might be heading into some really shitty people.
When those casks move, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Yep.
And I show Matt when I walk in, and I hear the door lock. I go, Groggle's here.
And the five of you hear this in the distance, echoing through the chamber. Groggle's here.
Oh crap!
Like, well, that was decided for us.
You've got at least a 30-second head start on him.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna send Sora in. I'm gonna send Sora in.
Because I've got Lizzo also. If we need to send.
Oh yeah, you got your little. We don't know about him though. Really.
Oh, Lizzo, right?
Right. So if you want to send Sora in, and I'll send Lizzo in, like riding on the back of Sora.
All right. Hell yeah.
Is that enough time for me to? Is that enough time for me to make it down the stairs, Matt?
Yeah, we'll say Groggle, you're finally able to join the group. You come down the stairs and you see this scene as we've described it already.
With Lizzo on Sora though, I'm gonna kneel down because I think I can't see or hear. Is that correct, Matt?
You can't.
Right.
But you can see through Lizzo's eyes.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm going to kneel down and just keep myself stationary.
So let me get this straight. You've got a wolf with a lizard on its back, through which you're seeing as you bump along and jump into
it's a fucking Geico commercial.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is.
Okay, so Sora runs into the room. And what you're seeing, Niv, are you going to be communicating this to the others?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which direction? I guess I'm gonna have Lizzo kind of jump off, and can she go straight over the top of those casks?
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
in front of Sora.
Yeah, we'll put her right here.
Yeah, so she's just gonna hang out there and check out the room.
Okay. Yep. And what you see, I'm assuming you're speaking this as you're seeing it. You're speaking it to the others. What you see is a long room filled with carpets, tables, various decorations. There's candelabras. There's weapons and racks along the walls. There's chests. And all the way on the far end of the room, you see an enormous fireplace standing probably 7 feet tall with a flume running up the entire length of the stone wall behind you. And there's a roaring fire casting a brilliant reddish orange glow into the room. And in front of the fireplace is a silhouette of a large armchair. What looks to be a man sitting on it. The back of his head is barely visible above the headrest. He reaches to the end of the table next to him, and he lifts a long, slender glass filled with a dark purple liquid up to his lips and drinks. Sets the glass back down.
Do you tell us this?
Yeah, I relay all of that.
Okay. I look at Bholen and Niv and say the three of us to start.
This is why we're here. Let's go in.
We'll go in.
I just want to say, like, to Bholen and Niv, like, us three go in first.
Nope. Send Groggle in first.
We're not gonna talk?
Send Groggle in first.
Yeah, I'll go in first.
Why would we do that? Why would we do that?
I want to talk. Like, no, we need to talk, guys.
We don't need to kill this guy. This is probably Graywater.
This is Graywater. Like, this is it. This is our
Groggle could ruin the entire mission.
You better convince me quick.
Groggle, this is Graywater. Be here. When it's time to kill him, we will let you know. And you get those honors.
All right,
now,
that convinces me.
You hang back. And we know Dan's lizard's there, and we know Sora's there.
Yeah, I don't think I can go straight in because I can't see or hear.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't.
So
all right.
I'll grab his hand. I'll grab his hand and I'll just hold his hand and lead him forward.
I honestly want just me and Bholen to go in. Everybody else, like, not even go into the room, but.
I'm a little suspicious of this now.
Yeah.
No, you dick.
No, yeah.
When Bholen leads me in, right when I get to kind of behind Lizzo, can I just skirt the edge of that bunch of casks that moved? Just like
something
right
like that?
Yeah, because I'm still. Well, I guess by that point I'd probably stop looking through her. So yeah, I'll stay there, but I'll be in my own body at that point. She'll stay up.
I want to be up in the upper corner there. I don't go all the way in. I just kind of stay in the upper corner there, man, because I hold it back.
I can't sit here. I gotta go behind the casks.
No, upper corner of the room, the new room.
You want to be over here?
Yep, that's correct. With Sora.
And then put me right behind the casks that move, please.
Right here?
No, the other side, towards the entrance. Yep. If you guys don't want me to come in right away, I'll.
No,
That's perfect.
That's
Okay.
And as we walk up, I'm just gonna look at him and say, kind of nod and say, Graywater. Graywater, like acknowledge him.
Hold on, wait. So Matt, what's the distance between where this person is sitting and the door we just came in?
You got, let me see here. Yeah, you're looking at about 40 feet.
How far am I from where this person is sitting?
He's in the upper corner.
You're about 50 feet away there.
Okay.
Yep. So as you guys step closer to the chair, Traego, what did you say?
I'm just going to acknowledge him and say, Graywater.
Step forth. I have been expecting you, he says. Reaches out, grabs his drink, takes another drink, sets it back down. At this point he rises. He turns around. He looks at you, Bholen. He looks at you, Traego. He sees the others as well. He says, I hope you do realize that I am taking quite a risk in meeting you. And as such, for my trouble, I expect not an ungenerous compensation. And what you see before you is a man of middle age, broad forehead with long brown hair, locks of gray. His eyes look tired, but still incredibly intense. There's a scar on his right cheek, right above his lip. It's covered mostly by a thick brown mustache. And around his shoulders is a dark green cloak with a silver clasp in the middle with the marking IVV carved into it, and surrounded by carvings of interweaving vines similar to those on the In Vino Veritas sign on the floor in the wine cellar.
All right.
I'll say, good sir, I think it might behoove us to understand and have the same expectations of one another. I would hope that you don't take offense to what I'm about to do. And I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Matt's unprepared.
Okay. How long does that last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Does he need to take a save for it?
You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere, centered on a point of your choice within range.
Wow.
Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time may make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius.
Okay, here we go.
And are you casting that on, like the center is on him?
The center will be, on him. So we would be in it, and he would be in it.
Okay. All right.
So who's outside
I'm out
of
of it. I'm out of it.
Yeah. Who's
So
outside of it?
everyone is in it. Oh, sorry. Me, Traego, and this person are in it.
Okay.
And anybody that walks into it cannot lie.
Okay. So let me see here. We'll put this down here.
An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Okay. Let me make a charisma save here.
Okay. So
Do
you
we
can.
hold on?
DC
Matt,
13.
Do we know if we walk into do we know he cast that?
Well, I said it out loud. I'm
Yeah.
going to do.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right, you
So
have
I
a
can
DC
be
13.
evade-
Here we go. DC 13.
Do I need to roll myself too, Matt?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You can go ahead first, Traego.
This isn't good, Tim.
What kind of saving throw is it?
Charisma.
Charisma. DC 13.
I got it. I got an 18.
Okay. I got a 10.
Wait,
All right.
wait,
So as long Niv isn't in the circle, so he doesn't have to make it. He's on the top. He's north of the barrels.
I thought you dragged him in with you.
I did. He's right.
And I stopped
of the
when I felt the casks there. I stopped looking through Rizzo and just stayed there.
So Traego can lie.
But you don't know that.
I don't know if I would know if you. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you would know if I would know that or not. Would I know that?
No, you won.
If you could detect that,
you could really frick with someone that way.
Yeah.
So as long as he stays here, but if he leaves the sphere, he's not affected anymore. Is that correct?
And we really technically
Okay.
don't know if he's lying. Like, you shouldn't have probably told us what he rolled.
But we hear him make
That's a good point. Actually, that's a good point. Matt probably shouldn't have told
True.
us what the
Yeah. True.
That's okay.
But I would know as the spellcaster
Oh
whether
yeah,
or not.
like maybe.
But if he doesn't want to talk, he'll just be quiet.
He could be evasive and just not answer.
Oh, good work. Good work here, Bholen.
Yeah, but how does he know that? Does he know that Tim just? Well, I suppose he's not saying it out loud.
He feels the effects of the spell, we'll say, and he is feeling compelled to be truthful.
And I will say, I'll tell him, if you leave this zone, we're going to have some problems.
Say, my boy with the bow and arrow in the corner will take you out. That'd be me.
Does he know I'm there?
Let us speak like civilized men. What is it you would like to know? I brought you here. I have my own ideas.
I'm dead.
Who are you?
I've long worked for Melathon in secret. But in recent months, I've been forced to go underground in the wake of its new, what should I say, aspirations. The Knot has been tightening up its security measures. Hardly an environment conducive to, what should I say, actors who play multiple parts. As you may have been noticing, there's recently been a lot of unrest in Theondir, and it's upon the wave of uncertainty that the Knot is preparing to move, to infiltrate Theondir Keep on the day of the Tri-Decade celebration, under the cover of the festivities. I do not know all the details, but what I do know is certainly worth some reward. He pauses.
You didn't answer my question. Who are you?
Some know me as Graywater.
Okay. What do others know you as?
He doesn't answer.
Aren't we supposed to kill this guy?
No.
No.
We're getting into it.
We're just supposed to get his.
How long
We're supposed to
have you
get his
been working?
location
Yeah.
for Melathon, but he just said he works for Melathon.
That's like,
Yeah,
how
we knew
long
that.
have you been
But we
working?
knew that. We knew that.
Yeah.
How do
We
you
knew
know
that. We knew that. We knew Graywater was part.
Of Melathon.
We had to find Graywater because he was an informant.
Yeah.
He hasn't heard from him in a while.
Right.
Okay.
How long have you been working for the Knot?
I've been a part of the Knot for the better part of 2 decades. Spent a lot of time coming up to the position I am in now. I've been working both sides, however, though, and I'm willing to share information with anybody who's willing to pay. That's why I've called you here.
So you're a mercenary. You're not dedicated to either side. You're just in it for the money.
That's not exactly the cultured word I would use, but I guess if you want to use the rather crass words of a rogue, we could say mercenary.
Yeah.
Rogue? Who's a rogue?
I recognize
That wasn't
a
very
thief.
convincing, Chad.
I recognize a thief from a mile away.
Well, I might be a murderer and a
You know what?
blackmail artist, but I don't steal.
All right, guys, we gotta focus here. What do we need to know from this guy? We gotta calm him.
I'm working on him.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Just fucking give me a minute.
A mercenary I am, perhaps,
Yeah,
but
I look at him.
I deal in peridot-dust, I deal in other things. Of course, being a part of the knot has its certain expediency, as does having a contact with Melathon.
I bet.
At this point, I walk around the corner of the barrels.
All right, I turn my bow on Groggle.
Oh no.
God damn it. You can't just give us a few minutes to talk. I'm gonna hold my hands up. Do I hear this? Do I know what's going on?
You can see Grago walking around, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna raise my voice and say, everybody enhance your fucking calm. Alright?
That's a new one.
Chill, pup.
No, it's from
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Thank you. Everybody just calm down.
You guys
We're
are
gonna-
fucking nerds.
We're making a deal. I'm
Dude,
looking at Groggle.
I have an art print of the 3 seashells in my
Oh, do you?
bathroom. So
I'm looking at Groggle now. I'm like, we are making a deal. Give me 5 minutes. And I look back at you, Matt. And
I just walked around the barrels. I didn't do anything else.
As someone who also shares your kind of predilections, I think we can come to a very agreeable monetary compensation.
I'm in agreement. You see him walk back to the table. He pours a glass of this liquid in a second glass. He raises it up, brings it over, and gives it to you, Traego. Shall we make a deal?
Who's got the device that contacts the Nalthon?
The what?
Bholen.
Who's got the cylinder or whatever?
Yeah,
That...
Tim
I
has
do.
it.
I do.
I'm going to look at Tim. Just kind of. I have the. Is this okay?
What is the not planning?
What do you have to offer me? This information is not cheap.
And as I'm sniffing the wine. Do I smell anything? Is there anything?
It smells delicious. It smells fantastic.
Matt, I want to.
At that point, I'm going to do. I'm assuming I hear him ask what we're going to offer him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I will pull out one of the peridot dust vials I got yesterday and toss it to him.
He grabs it,
Wait, you got some too? Yeah. Okay.
turns it over, shakes it, and he sees that it begins to glow as you shake it. As you disturb the dust, it begins to glow and to shimmer in green. Very good, he says. He sets it into his pockets. Is there more where that came from?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yeah. And then also I want to. Fuck! I just had it in my head. Goddamn! I'm getting a little drunk. Shit! Give me a second. Give me a second.
Perfect.
You're way too honest, dude.
Yeah.
What is the not planning?
Oh. That'll work. Not what I was gonna ask, but okay.
Matt, I move up 2 inches on the and kind of try to flank him a little bit. No, further.
My
And
arrow's
turn
still
toward
on
him.
Groggle.
He says, Graywater turns to you, Bholen, and he says, a plan is underway to assassinate Tyrius, and thereby to ignite the revolution against the sons of Silas. Why this plan? There are some who seek revenge for the brutal suppression of the knot for all these generations. Some speak of a power play to gain control of Theondir and its resources. Still others, the dreamers, hold firm to the prophecy in the hopes that action now will be the catalyst to fulfillment of ancient lore and legend. I myself don't know. Neither do I know who is to deliver the fatal blow to Tyrius. But the whispers that I have heard report that the assassination is to be carried out with the great blade, the Triumvirate, which was once wielded 7 generations ago by the founder and leader of the Knot, Seagard. As the legend goes, upon falling at the hands of Silas, Seagard infused his final breath with the great weapon, which both freed his soul from annihilation, but also trapped it in a state of restless limbo until avenged by the same blade. For me, this is nothing more than a bunch of nonsensical superstition. But it has nevertheless proved a useful superstition to the Knot. It is around this legend that a large portion of the resistance has been rallied, and it is this legend that has pushed forward the assassination plans. That is what is planned, and there is much more for you to know, but I need reassurances of payment.
I have one more question.
I pull out that vial of green dust that was in that coffee shipment, and I throw it to him.
Grabs it, looks at it, shakes it, smiles, sets it into his pockets. More than that is needed, my friend.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna ask him about the Druids. Are the Druids part of the Knot, or are they their own separate faction?
The Druids. What Druids do you mean? What Druids are you speaking of?
What were their names?
Vyl-Dareth and Phalon.
Yeah, Vyl-Dareth and Phalon.
He pauses for a second. The names I've heard, but they have nothing to do with the Knot.
Is Melathon in on the assassination?
I don't know. I would assume not. Melathon has nothing to win by an assassination. The Knot has everything to gain.
Who in the keep? Well, what was the castle name again?
Theondir Keep?
Yeah. I forget what it was called. Who in the keep is in on the plan to assassinate Tyrius?
That I have no knowledge of. As far as I'm concerned, this is something the Knot is carrying out itself. Beyond that, my knowledge ends.
I thought you've been part of the Knot for 20 years. You don't know much.
Theondir Keep is a difficult place to come into.
Who's the head of the Knot?
That's a good point. Who's the head of the Knot?
Silence.
He is.
I'll throw him another vial, the vial of peridot dust I have.
Shakes it again, puts it in his pockets.
Can I move up to just outside the zone of truth?
Yes, you may.
You tricky motherfucker.
It's the zone of kind of truth.
I have something, of course, that you may be interested in, but it will be a costly item. A few years back, I was able to come in contact with the great blade of the Triumvirate. I don't believe the legend of Seagard, but there is nevertheless something magical about this weapon. From my brief contact with it, I was able to extract a trace of the blade's magical essence which I have been able to channel into this. And he reaches into his right pocket and he pulls out an amulet. It's a golden necklace with a yellowish stone dangling from the end of it. He pulls it out and holds it out in front of you. Whoever assumes this amulet and wears it near their heart will infuse their energy with the stone. And this, my friend, is enchanted with a spell honed upon the blade. Within a certain proximity of the blade, the stone will begin to glow. And this glow will grow brighter and brighter the closer one comes to the blade. The question I have for you, are you willing to pay for it? What do you have? And how much would you give?
Is my ring glowing? Or can I feel that it's heating up in my pocket?
Yeah, your ring is getting hotter and hotter.
So, Matt, can I, do I have a clear shot at, like, maybe shooting it out of his hand?
It'd be a called shot. It would be with disadvantage.
All right, I'm in.
Oh, are we gonna do this? We sure about this? Like, I'm good. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Not up to us.
Groggle is asking for sure about getting into a fight.
Well, hold on. So,
Let me wait. Let me ask him this. Does the phrase "in the meeting of three, light made free" mean anything to you?
It didn't, but now it does. He's got to think.
He steps back. The prophecy. That's all he says.
What prophecy?
Yeah.
Can you take
Okay.
that?
Okay. All right.
Silence.
I'm knocking it out of his hand. I'm taking it out.
Yo, hold on. I have one question though before you do that, Paul. That's fine. So we're pivoting here on our goals, right? We were just supposed to get information from him, and now they're gonna assassinate the king or whatever.
Governor Tyrius, yeah.
Our whole goal was just to find out where he was. That was our mission.
Okay.
That's it.
We were supposed to tell Melathon where he was, though. We were supposed to contact Melathon the second we found him.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why I asked where the cylinder was.
Exactly. And that hasn't happened. So,
No, we're not doing that yet.
I just gotta warn you guys.
We don't know whose side is on who.
Yeah.
All right.
And we have 2 days now.
Yeah, we've
There's
got
3
2 days
3
to contact
before the
Melathon.
thing, and then 2 days to get back to him.
We don't have to contact him right now.
You've got like 3 minutes.
We've got like 2 days to contact Melathon.
No,
We know
you've
where
got,
the
like-
Graywater is.
You've got 3 minutes.
when we got 3 minutes.
Uh-oh.
What happens in 3 minutes?
Motherfucker, did Eric steal the thing?
Steal what?
I didn't steal anything. I'm losing my patience.
I'm taking that out of his hand.
I think we're already
That's
there.
gonna start
Yeah.
a fight, guys.
Yeah, so what does he have in his hand? What is it? It's like
It's
a...
the medallion, like,
It's an amulet. There's a
Medallion?
necklace with an amulet around it, a golden amulet that has been infused, honed in on the blade.
Oh, so it's like a GPS.
It's kind of like a
Tells us
locate
where the blade
object, and
is.
the closer it gets to the great blade of the triumvirate, the more that it glows. That's as much information as you
Matt,
know. You'll have to do identify on it if you want to know
Okay,
more.
one more thing before Paul does what he's gonna do in Missy.
Yeah.
How much will you pay to assassinate Tyrius?
How much you're asking?
who's asking whom?
I'm at Groggle's asking Graywater.
Oh, Graywater, yeah. The plans are already in place, my friend, and I'm afraid there are many people who are far more proficient than you are already on that task.
Shouldn't have said that.
Go time.
I will cast Calm Emotions on Groggle.
Okay.
Calm emotion.
I'm aiming for
You
the
guys are
amulet.
making me nervous.
We can't have... This person cannot die yet. Not yet.
I'm not aiming for him. I'm aiming for the amulet. I want that.
I know, but Groggle's about to pounce.
As soon as you shoot,
So I'll
he might
cast-
jump.
So Groggle needs to make a charisma saving throw.
So, time out. Are Traego and I still connected? Like, here?
No, like I have to message you first, then you can message me back.
Charisma?
Yep.
I gotta get like the
6.
telepathy,
Okay.
so I can talk to anybody anytime. Oh God.
So I calm down.
So you can choose to fail the saving throw if you wish. If you choose to fail it, you can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened when the spell ends. Any suppressed effect resumes, provided that alternatively, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that is hostile toward. So you can either calm down or I can make you not give a shit about Graywater. It's up to you.
I already rolled. I failed, so.
Well, you
So
can
you're
shoot.
indifferent to
The ladder.
Graywater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
So we got
Okay,
one
so-
minute.
You
Yeah,
got
we
one
got 1
minute,
minute.
boys.
All right, Caroline, what's your plan?
I'm gonna try to knock that thing out of his hand.
Okay. And you are. What is the range on your weapon?
Oh Jesus!
But you know what? It doesn't.
yeah.
It
a
doesn't matter
longbow.
if you're in long range. You already have disadvantage because you're doing a called shot on a small area.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a
50 feet.
shot. Give me a shot with disadvantage.
6.
6. So Caroline
Oh.
knocks an arrow and he shoots it off and it flies out of his bow, heading straight for Graywater's hand where he's holding up the amulet. Graywater almost instinctively reacts to the sound of the bow, and he drops down to his knee, pulling the amulet down, looking up at you. He sees all of you, and you see in his eyes sort of an anger start to grow.
No.
Here we go. I didn't start this one. I just want to point out.
And you see him close his eyes, and almost like he's messaging something. There's this reverberation that starts to fill the area that he's in. It starts to move through the floors and through the walls, and suddenly now you guys hear a commotion above you, the slamming of doors and shouting, and within a few seconds you hear the footsteps beginning to run down the stairwells in the center of the room, and Graywater's eyes shoot up again. He looks up at you. His eyes this time have almost a look of terror on them, and he says to you, "They're on to us. They're on to us. You cannot stay here any longer." And with that, he takes a few steps forward and leaps as high as he can, jumping over the barrels, and starts to head towards the door. And he stops at the entrance and turns to you and says, "Good luck. I'm sorry."
Nope.
And at this, his gentle look turns to one of cold and hard stone, and he opens his mouth in a snarl with a sharp shriek. "Help! Help! I'm being attacked! Help! Help!" And he begins to run out of the room. "Help! Help!" And you hear the din of footsteps, the clamoring of weapons. It's almost unbearable as a horde of men are quickly bearing down upon you, and with a burst of wind, you are met by a cloud of arrows. And that is where we will end.
No! Like a cloud of arrows? Bullshit.
Ooh.
Wow.